All right. Oh, we are live now. This is Mad Dogs Productions. I am the Mad Libertarian, and we are celebrating Cabbage's belated birthday. Happy birthday, Cabbage.
I am in no way affiliated with this channel. I just want to make that quite clear at the beginning.
Fuck you, Cabbage.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys. Oh, Wolf managed to wake up too. Hello, dear.
There's a wake up. Wolf has to work for a living.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Wolf is moaning when they calls her, and then when they do, then she just says fuck all.
Sleep and shut. Are you? Do you?
Shove it up your ass.
Tampons? Are you
Shove
out of
it up your
tampons?
ass.
Do you need a pampering? Do you need some Midol? Are you on period? Shut the fuck.
You want to come over here and put me in a nappy? I'm game. I tried that once. You know what I mean? I have no problem with that. I'm adventurous.
My God.
Want a pat on my butt? Is that what it is?
I'll
Yeah. Are your ovaries pulsing?
I don't know, man, but it sounds like your vagina's awful sandy.
Mmm.
And a little bit salty. I mean, I wouldn't know.
It's waiting for you. It's waiting for your lubrication.
I'm a little drunk at work, guys. So
yeah, that's good. Oh, that got a bit dark very quick, didn't it?
Dum dum dum. Always fun.
Getting drunk at work. Hashtag America.
Introduction to a stream ever. That's got to be the strangest beginning of a stream.
Happy birthday.
Seriously, that didn't make any fucking sense.
Well, fuck
what did
you
you
guys.
What did you guys think about the pictures of Angela Merkel with Trump today?
In what context?
You see him talking to her, and she's just covering her face with both hands. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he's talking to me.
Yeah, but they're the photographs they chose to, picture. I mean,
I know.
Donald Trump probably fucking, messed with his trousers and looked like he was picking his ass. It just depends which photos, you know what I mean? If you're looking at stills, that's a different matter. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about still photos. You can make them look like anything, That's what the media plays on.
I just thought the memes that they made out of it were pretty hilarious.
I'm still enjoying the CNN memes. They are funny as fuck. They had
That's
no idea.
That's what I was going to say, Cabbage. Yeah, those CNN memes are fucking to die for.
They're gold.
They had no idea what they unleashed on themselves by doing that. They really didn't. The idea of doxing, oh boy. They made themselves a world of pain. It really shows you just how fucking disconnected these people are. That they didn't realize what would happen. 4chan fucking militarized autistics went full on. And there's some great ones. There's some really good ones.
Yeah.
Well,
weaponized
4chan
autism at its finest.
Is it 4chan just a toxic fucking cesspool?
No, it's a creative. Well, it's sort of like the internet bohemia. 4chan. That's what it is. That people really recognize it. It's kind of like the East Village or whatever, New York, but not liberal. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's sort of right-wing bohemia.
It's a hodgepodge, really.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people, and this is the thing. These people who just want to be left the fuck alone or just want to fuck with people who want to try and make problems for, this poor little guy. I mean, who the fuck knows who he is? Oh, we're going to, we won't say anything about your identity if you just carry on being a little compliant minion. You know what I mean? That kind of horse shit.
Yeah,
no. And these people, they're just like, anyone who has a fucking, an element of identity is going to say, no, that's bang out of order, right? That's the great thing about it, because they've
Well,
just
no,
pissed
and
everybody off who doesn't want to be treated like a fucking peon.
Yeah, but Cabbage, I want to know, is this a 17-year-old kid like some people are reporting, or is this
No,
like
nobody knows. That's the
a
whole point, right?
grown-ass man?
No,
You
nobody
know?
knows, and 4chan's not going to dox the guy just to prove a point. The fact that they were, chastising a 15-year-old or something. I mean, nobody's
Well,
going to know
yeah,
who
if
it
it's a
is.
little kid, though, CNN holding that over their head is completely fucking ruthless.
Exactly, but they said
And it's the death throes of the modern media.
yeah, but they said
are
it's a
dying.
35-year-old man as well, right? And so if he's 35, chances are he's probably got a family or a wife, or he's got a career or something, So he's just freaked out, I don't know. I think the whole thing could just be a complete punish.
It was either 4chan or Poll that started doxing people at CNN yesterday, which they shouldn't do that, but they did.
Oh no, I think that's perfectly fair in response. I do.
It's no. You got to maintain.
I think that was sound. No. You threaten like an individual, and you see, if it wasn't for that last sentence, where we retain the right to fucking dox him anytime we like if he doesn't conform. If they hadn't have put that at the bottom of it, I might potentially agree with you. But when they stuck that at the bottom, no. Then they make themselves open to the same consequences of what it is that they're putting out there, because they have to understand what it is they're threatening, right? These reporters can't do this sort of stuff. If they want to claim that and the thing is, this little guy probably means nothing to, in any grand scheme of things, but these people think they're important. Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
They think they're like these fucking masters of the universe or something. So it's like, well, fine. You want to do this to him? We'll do it to you. How do you like it now? How do you like them fucking apples? You know what I mean? No, they're not going to get it unless you do it in response.
Yeah, but an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, Cabbage. Come on now.
Well, no, an eye for an eye just makes everyone a fucking cyclops.
all right, yeah, fair enough. God damn it.
Sorry, got to get technical.
But actually, I just want to give a shout out to my wife. She actually was in the chat here a second ago. Rebel Mama. So.
Oh, that's your wife?
Hey, Rebel Mama.
Yep.
What do you think about your husband's predilections here?
Yes.
She thinks I should go
he was saying earlier.
Joe to Major Cabbage.
Hey, Yoga, you're back.
Do I changed microphones so I could be more comfy. I'm not sure if y'all can hear me or not.
Hey.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
What's up?
All right, so Ogre, Wolfshot and you had that stream earlier, and Wolfshot took offense to a few of the things you said. So I would like to give you two the floor for a few minutes and debate that.
Are you really throwing me under the fucking bus, dude?
Okay, no, this is a
No, that
fight.
was like one of the topics we were going to hit, Wolfshot. I'm not throwing you under the bus.
I didn't take a
The British and I were talking about that, Wolf, and I did feel like there were two of us in there at the same time, and we did discuss it. For whatever it's worth, and I'll be happy to talk to you, girl. You know I respect you. I did feel like, and I think we came to a consensus that we have to be careful in the future, no matter what the topic, that we're not both like agreeing about some shit. And because we did put you on the spot, I felt like you didn't think you could be, completely forthcoming because maybe you felt like we were gunning for you or something. And that wasn't the case, but we got to be careful of that. So what is it though, Wolf? If you do want to talk about it, I'm down. I mean, No,
it's just there was really no offense taken. It just when you got 2 against 1 about someone about like, I get it. I get the whole, we need the police, we need this, we need that, and the other. But how much of the police do we need? When is it going to be time for the citizens to take up arms? To defend them? Not advocating violence, mind you. I am not advocating some asshole on the right side to go out there and hit somebody. I'm not advocating that at all. I'm advocating if you get hit, you hit back.
Yeah, everybody would agree with that. It's like I said too, Wolf. I honestly believe that I line up very close to you because I'll be honest with you. I'll say it on the stream. I'll say it on my channel. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not backing up on anything. I agree with what's happening with the alt nights. I agree with it. I just feel like there is another avenue that could be taken, and it's a little unnerving to me that that avenue isn't being explored, that we have to, and even if it is being explored, that we're going down this path. And yeah, Wolf, I apologize if you felt like we were bullying you. That wasn't the intent, and we did, both of us. I actually stayed on after it. It came up right away. I was going to bring it up to British, and I started talking right away about how we were very glad that you were there. You're very gracious. We're trying to keep it down to one guest a day, and we got to watch that, because if that keeps happening, people won't want to come on and give their idea if they feel like, well, the two guys there are just going to jump on me. That wasn't the intent.
I didn't feel like I was bullied. I just felt like I'm advocating for some kind of fucking brown shirt Nazi bullshit when I don't.
You thought you were being misrepresented.
Well,
Yeah,
she made really good. You made really good arguments too, girl. And now I just want to hear Cabbage Patch Bastard talk because his voice makes me happy.
Well, I'm currently very, very drunk. No. It was no. Carry on, please. Seriously.
I got a vaporizer, Cabby. I quit smoking
I
ciggies.
know. I've seen you. You look like a fag.
Yeah, it is faggot, isn't it? It really is, mate.
You big queer.
Well, you fucking hipster.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. I'm gonna fire up this big old homosexual doobie the size of my pinky right now.
There you go. You see, now that's something respectable. That's something you can take home to mama.
No, it's unbelievably good to hear from you. I'm pining for the days when Cabbage is high on the fat of the land again and can just have his own whenever he wants, and you come back to the early hours. We miss you. Even the Britisher. In fact, everybody. Zero Cool mentioned you the other day, if you can believe that, on a private. I shouldn't say much, but he was like, "I miss Cabbage." I was like, "You miss Cabbage, Zero?" I said, "Wow, he's been away a long time."
Work, man. Gotta make a living.
Ogre, join the Cabbage Army. We're forming up.
Damn right. I already am. I'm join it. I'm his first lieutenant.
We also have admirals.
Well, I have
the sea.
Well, I'm way down on the ladder, I know, but I'm there.
No, you gotta have the sea, man. You see, everyone wants to be a general or.
Hey, I already said I was
an admiral.
I already said I was taking the sea. My name is Pirate. Come on now.
Okay. Well, he's doing the squadron leader. We need a squadron leader. Gotta have the air as well. Gotta have air cover.
Wolfshot could be the leader.
I'll take a sergeant role.
Wolfshot has experience leading men.
Well,
it's true.
I'm in real trouble now.
Okay, so Cabbage also wanted to talk about Brexit. Where do you guys stand on that? I was for Brexit.
Man, I've been dying to hear what Cabbage thought about this fucking debauch, man. They're trying to fucking take it away from you, Cabbage. They're trying to untrigger Article 50.
I told you this from the very beginning, right? After they failed, because you remember when you did that, when the Article 50 was, finally fucking registered, right?
You got to say we did that because we both put that together. Yes, I remember, yes.
But you put it together, but
we were very excited, sir. We were, yes.
Yeah, and the thing was though that I said at the time when it was triggered, at the time when the vote went through, the referendum, and I I was pissed, right, for about 2 weeks, right? At least 10 days, I think, right, because I was celebrating, because I had nothing else to do.
Me too, laid out drunk myself.
Right, I was fucking towed up, right. Because finally democracy had actually been, I thought I was delusional enough to think that actually happened, that that the population might actually be respected for a fucking change.
For once.
And then nothing happened for a week. Right now, I expected the next morning, Article 50 would be triggered. It's like, yeah, we're doing this. Boom. That's it. We're out of here. We're going to start the process. Okay, it's going to take 2 years, but, fair enough. Do it as quick as possible. Get it out of the way as quick.
Cabbage.
What did
why
they
does
do? They waited 8 months.
Cabbage. Why does the process even have to take 2 years? Why can't
Well,
you just
because
leave
that's
right
actually
now?
part of the treaty that we have, signed into. So, paperwork.
Yeah, but Cabby, you were saying, because I was with you, man. The way we felt at the time, you and I were talking a lot at the moment, and we were getting drunked up and just celebrate. Because I felt like, yeah, it was going to be 2 years, but the process was on. It started.
Yeah.
The British were moving, and the schedule, sir, was in the books. But it doesn't look like that now. It don't look.
No, but that's the point. Because what did they do? And I said to you, I said, after they didn't trigger Article 50 immediately, and they said they're going to wait 8 months, that was a delay tactic because they were just figuring out how the fuck can we derail this thing, right? That's really what they were all about. They wanted to try and they wanted to give themselves a window of opportunity to fuck it up. And that's exactly what they've done. That's why they called a general election. And I said this to people on Pal Talk, on, different platforms. I said they were going to try and fuck it up in any way, shape, or form they could. And the best way they could either do it was to go for the second referendum, which is what they tried. And they couldn't get the second referendum. And so then they went for the general election. And I predicted that too. I said, if they couldn't get and you know this, right? Because I spoke to you about this shit. You know this. And I said it before they even fucking did it. They have no intention of making Brexit work. They really don't. And I tell you, and this is what really pisses me off, is that we're going to go cap in hand back to the European Union in about 5 years. We're going to have another general election probably in 6 months. They have done everything they can to derail this whole process in terms of its viability.
Bloody hell.
We will do a Brexit, but they're going to make it so ineffective that we're going to have to go back. And the worst thing about this, that when we have to go back, we will have to join up as a new partner again. But we won't have the vetoes that we have. We won't have
like you said, you'd have to go back hat in hand, man.
That's right.
We're so sorry. Right. No more Nigel Farage kicking ass up in there. It'd be all mincing faggots in there. Oh, Lord, Cabbage.
Farage should run, actually, I think.
And most importantly, the one thing that will happen with this is that we will end up having to forfeit our currency. Because that's what they've been trying to break. Because if you rejoin the European Union, you have to forfeit your currency and you have to become part of the European Union. That is part of
no more pound. That's Armageddon to me, man. Cabbage. No more pound. The pound. How long has the pound been a currency?
Oh God, Jesus.
500 years?
Yeah, over 200 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well over 200 because it was the currency in 1776. It's been the currency for at least 300, guaranteed. Probably longer than that.
Well, I mean, going back to the days of fucking tally sticks, going back to what, Henry V?
Yeah. Well, anyway, and that's look. I ain't trying to derail this. This is not my stream, Cab. When somebody asked about the Brexit, you and I, if we were here, we'd have been bloody arm in arm to the pub, off getting drunk. Unless we were out getting fish and chips, we'd have been at the pub singing songs and fucking drinking because it was like, wow, It was Independence Day.
It was. Well, I mean, come on, that thing that you did, with the soup dragons. Right? I watched that a couple of times since, just because it's just seeing you getting in the groove with it. You know what I mean? When you were enjoying my, just how exuberant I was about it.
Well, and all of the people that I know, minus the Britisher, because he don't get exuberant about shit, the guy. But every other person, Tiger, every Englishman I know, Sir Sidney Rough Diamond, they were all stoked, and I could feel the spark of rejuvenation coming into the mother island. That newness of, yes, we are British and fuck you. We pay the bills.
The thing is, right, the tiger, like I said, the difference is the tiger started to meow, right? And I think I said this to you, right? And it needed to get its shit together and start roaring again. And they're trying to neuter it at the moment. That's the problem. So, and Jeremy Corbyn and all of these other fucking socialists that are determined to undermine.
Well, he's going to be the next prime minister in the Caddy.
Oh, he will be. Yeah, and I think he will be in 6 months.
Bloody
I really
hell.
do. I think he'll be in 6 months.
Oh,
One of the
bloody
most radical socialists that this country's ever created.
I'm retired of Bedlam. That'd be the fucking.
Tony Benn was a socialist, right? I mean, he was a Marxist, but he actually had some fucking common sense, right? But Corbyn, he
Wait a
doesn't even have
minute.
that.
Did you say a communist has common sense?
Well, no, he
Is
was.
that what you just uttered?
He was more like a sort of radical socialist than specifically. Well, no, he did declare himself a fucking Marxist and everything. You know, I mean, he's basically, he's our fucking Bernie Sanders, and we do not need Bernie Sanders in charge of the economy because the fucker
Nobody
has
does.
never, you know, he literally is the equivalent of Bernie Sanders. If you look at his history, you know, like Bernie Sanders doing his fucking couch surfing. Here, there, and everywhere, and stuff like that. It's exactly the same thing as him. Kid you not. Look into his background. The fucker is a wastrel.
Well, I
He's
just
never
see all
done a
these
job
things
in his
coming up,
life.
Cabbage, and they're like, Corbyn's going to be. And so I started looking into Corbyn, and I would say that if he's prime minister, you can kiss Brexit. Absolutely goodbye. That's gone.
Oh, guaranteed.
And he is a commie ass socialist. He makes Bernie Sanders look right wing almost to me.
No, but that's what I mean, right? If he gets in, then what he's going to do is create the worst kind of deal, right, for Britain in terms of the Brexit. So that in 5 years' time, 8 years' time, but the thing is, it'll look like they haven't undermined the democratic system, right? Because we did your Brexit thing, but they will manipulate the whole thing so it fails. This is failure by design that's being put into place right now.
The Hegelian dialectic, man. They want it.
Yeah.
Problem, reaction, solution. They want. Oh man. How y'all doing, Mad Dodge? You asked him about Brexit. This is something that's deep with me and Cabbage because he was like, I'm getting pissed, mate. I was like, yeah, with Brexit, we did. He like sent me the Soup Dragon thing. He was like, check this out. And I was looking, and me and Cabbage actually went on a drunk together across the fucking pond. We stayed hammered, like you said, about 10 days.
We did.
I remember I got a hold of you that one day, and you was like, I'm toes up, mate. I didn't know what that meant until you told me.
Well,
like I was too. I was so hungover.
That's what we're doing right now. We're celebrating Cabbage's birthday. We're getting drunk, man.
It's your birthday, Cap.
It was. It's a week late, but you know.
He won't say when exactly his birthday was.
Cheers, man. Cheers. 25 already, mate. How does it feel?
I'm feeling young at half the time.
God bless you, sir. I mean it.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, anyway, I just wanted to apologize because he asked you a question about Brexit, and I realized this isn't my damn stream. I do this so much, I keep running my fucking mouth. So I'm gonna try to be quiet and listen to y'all for a minute or two.
Oh no, you can go ahead and fucking.
So, Cabbage, do you think if Corbyn gets in there, was I right, or was I talking about an asshole? Because he said, "Go ahead." Brexit's gone, right? If Corbyn gets in there, that's just a fucking fart in a windstorm.
No, Brexit will still happen, but what I'm saying is that the negotiations will be so limp-wristed that they will be intended to fail. And that's when we have to come back and we have to forfeit our currency because we have to do the rejoining.
That's
so they're going to weaken it.
Take place. That's if negotiations will even take place. Like you said, you might just go there cap in hand and have to join, rejoin the EU without any negotiations.
Precisely.
No, they're not going to rejoin. They already triggered Article 50. They're not going to rejoin.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. We triggered Article 50 like 8 months after we needed to, right? The negotiations should have started, day one, 9 o'clock in the morning. Boom, done. Yeah, right? They waited 8 months because they were trying to find ways to derail this thing. And I tell you now, this is exactly what's going to happen now.
Secession isn't easy. Just ask the Confederate States.
Oh yeah, but that's not the same thing.
Leaving.
No, but what's going to happen now, Cabby?
No, because you got to remember that we have our own sovereignty and we still have our own currency.
Yeah, but you were like, boom, this is going to happen now.
No, it's not like you're
Cabbage.
No, it's not like California going for cessation.
There is such thing as the 10th Amendment.
They don't have their own currency. Yeah, but they don't have their own currency, and they're also dependent, or can be dependent on.
We did have our own currency for a little bit. I mean, I do have
no military. All the military there is the United States. It is two different things. But Cabby, man, if I could press you, you were just on the middle of a idea. If you can remember, you were saying what's going to happen now is. So besides sabotaging the talks, besides waiting 8
Yeah,
months?
no.
What's going to go on from now? Because you're pretty much telling me that you believe Corbyn is going to be PM. So what's going to happen now?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to play the same fucking game as they did previously. They're going to, like they tried to go for the second referendum and that failed. So they're going to go for the derailment process. If they can't get derailment, which is what they're currently pressing for, right? They want to try and get some kind of revoking of the referendum by a secondary vote. And if they can't get that, then effectively they will make such a poor deal that we will end up in 5 to 10 years going back, cap in hand, and forfeiting it. All of these people, remember that every single person who's currently in any significant position of power, every one of them wanted the global agenda. They wanted the European Union. Every single person in the position of power, there isn't one of them, apart from, well, Boris Johnson, you could potentially say. But he was fucking flip-flopping left, right, and centre, and the man is a fucking jellyfish anyway. You can unscrew a bottle cap from the inside, right? So you can't take him as, that all of them, every party wants us to stay in Europe. It's only the people who don't want us to stay in Europe. And I think it will turn into not a civil war. I don't think it's going to be the Roundheads versus the Cavaliers again. But it's going to get very, very weird very quickly if this shit doesn't actually, pan out. Because they are playing it. They have been doing delaying tactics, because they think they're going to find a strategy by which they can avoid doing Brexit. And if they can't avoid doing Brexit, then they are going to fuck it up. That's a guy. I would lay you money. I would lay your money on it.
Do you think that a lot of this has to do with the refugee issue, to where the EU?
Absolutely, of course it does. Fucking right, it does. Yeah, we don't want all these fucking people coming over. No, it's not only the refugee crisis.
Yeah, but hang on. I think he's got a broader idea. I know that. Okay, but so what would be the point of that question, though, Mad Dodge? I think you're going somewhere a little bit deeper with that, aren't you? I mean, isn't there a plan to have the refugees come in one way or another? It's not so much of whether you want them there or not, Cabbage. Well, somebody else wants them there, I think.
Absolutely.
I think it's kind of. I think the fact is they shouldn't have these enclaves, right? So they're not dissipating into the community.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you don't have any chance to integrate. They're creating ghettos.
Yeah, that's my point, and that's part of the problem with the whole EU agreement. I don't think if this refugee
but how do you think? Yeah, but how do you think they managed to manipulate the vote in the first place? Prior for the 2 years before the referendum, do you know how many people came into this country?
No.
And we're talking migrants and immigrants, right?
Is it a lot, Cabbage? I have no idea. Is it a lot?
It was around about 2 million people.
Oh, so a shitload.
Oh, a big amount. Yeah. Right. And that's in like 2 years. It's like 1 million a year, right? It was the highest. Well, actually, no, they're now trying to do the same thing again, right? If you actually look at it, they are padding the fucking ballot box because all of those people, barbarians inside the gate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're inside now.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do is pad the numbers because damn well that every single one of those immigrants is not going to be, wanting to have any kind of exclusionary policies about immigration and things like that, because they're going to want to, bring in their family and their friends and then any fucking dog, daughter, whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. That's what they're going to be looking for. And we know the kind of people who are coming in. Let's not fucking beat around the bush, right? The majority of these people who are non-productive, who are a potential threat, are of the Islamic faith, right? That's the fact, Jack, right? There is no, you can't beat around the bush anymore. These are the realities. And I mean, you had Erdogan saying that his intent, he was promoting the idea that from Turkey saying that if they have 2 children, you have 5, right? You'll breed them out of existence, right? Yeah, this is what they're actually talking about. And
like
we're,
Lebanon
I mean,
all over again.
look, I swear to God. And the idea that, and this is what I mean, the politicians are doing fuck all about it. Nobody's actually representing it. None of them want to even address the basic fundamentals of what's in place at the moment. And it's fucking disgraceful. And these people actually have the audacity to call themselves representatives. You know?
You wonder why there's a defensive arm of an organization.
Here we go. No, I get it. I get it. You're right. I was wrong. No, I don't wonder why, girl. I know why. It just sucks that it's that way. And I don't want to accept Antifa at all. And I also don't want to think that I would have to live in a world, because here's my biggest thing with that, girl, so you can understand where I'm coming from. When you get into that kind of thing, I'm only 42 years old. I've got a big old thick oak stick over there, and I've got a couple firearms. I mean, I don't want to have to go do this. There are people in place. So that is where I was standing on that earlier too, Wolf Shot. Because yeah, it's a damn shame, but it's necessary right now. It is necessary. You see that shit over there in Hamburg? Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. I think the militia is a good thing, and that is pretty much what you're talking about when you're talking about.
Ooh. Now, no. In fact, if they would have called, especially if Kyle Bay Stickman would call this alt nights, if he would call it a militia, I would be backing that 100%. I live in Michigan, brother. Michigan militia is still strong, man, and it's not the morons they're always showing you on documentaries. They're not the ones. They pick the fattest, dumbest morons, like Michael Moore showed some boys on one of them damn things he did, Columbine, bowling for Columbine.
Militia is a group of people that take up arms to defend their state or defend their small territory. So the Proud Boys having a group that defends them at these rallies is kind of like a militia.
Well, believe me, Mad Dodge, I after we had our thing today, I was watching the Hamburg thing. I hadn't had a chance to. And I watched a lot of footage from that. I watched Kraut and T's little deal on the Hamburg debauch. And I don't know what to say. I wasn't taking a firm stand. I was saying that I didn't like the idea and we should try to stop the idea. But if this stuff's going to happen, like I seen in Berkeley and I could just go on and name a bunch of cities in the United States.
No, look.
Hamburg, we got to have something.
Oh, man, what about Rotherham? What about Rotherham?
Oh, yeah, that's been going on for years.
Children, right? Yeah, decade, right? Yeah. Rotherham. Like, people shouldn't be able to defend their own families and things like that.
Of course they should. Of course. I definitely believe they should.
But they're actually, but the parents are being arrested for trying to get the girl released from a bunch of rape.
You know, I'm going to plead ignorance because I don't even understand the name that y'all said. What are you saying? That
Rotherham.
Rotherham is where they had the grooming gangs, is where they basically had immigrants coming in and grooming little girls to rape them and prostitute them. Correct me.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, 1,200. No, 1,600, I think, at last count.
That should be bombed. They should blow them some bitches up.
And by the way, that's not even a city. That's just a large town. Right?
So it's like that place in France when they're coming over to England there. What's that called? It's like something like that.
Oh, Calais. Calais. Like no, this is worse. No. This is an actual English town.
Holy shit.
No. This is where an English town has been invaded by these groups. And they're they're taxi drivers and they're just gang raping girls and boys as well.
Yeah.
Right?
And nobody can do anything because they're accused of being racist if they do.
That's right. The police wouldn't do anything. Even when the parents went there to tell them that their children were being held against their own will. And the police walked away from children who were in the clutches of these people because they didn't want to be accused of being racist. Right?
Well, I'm definitely going to take a little bit of time. And I'm gonna write a proper response. I really am, because the more look, there's so many examples. No matter where we always have the right to defend ourselves. Where I'm gonna stand on this one thing is, it's too bad that we don't have the same protection on one side as we do the other, because the cops are watching. I even said that earlier today. Cops are watching one side spray people with peppers, all this stuff. 4chan has to find bike lot guy, go on and on and on. And then this other group of folks, they're having to, And then you've got these people that are already dressed up in black and talking about Antifa, waving flags and chanting their brown shirt slogans. Well, yeah, eventually something is going to happen. And that's Cabbage Patch, I think, just like with Brexit, there's always an agenda. That is what they want. They want to see this kind of civil war.
Yeah, but don't you think it's interesting, Ogre, that one of the towns where the cops have been the most aggressive towards these protesters is Portland, Oregon? I think that's really interesting because Oregon is
toward which set of protesters, Mad Dodge?
I'm talking about Antifa and these guys. The police in Portland straight up put the riot squad out there and put them down.
Okay.
Well, from what I understand as well.
So let me understand. So in Portland, they are tougher on Antifa than they are in other places.
Yeah, I would believe so. And it's a democratic state. Like, we're a blue state. You know what I mean?
Big time, yes. But they're going Evergreen Colleges there.
I think that's really an interesting concept. Where
I didn't know that though, Mad Dodge. If you got some links, you can flip me or whatever. I didn't realize that the police were, doing their duty.
Haven't you seen the videos with the Portland police?
I've seen a guy get shot over there, I think in Washington State, by somebody they were trying to accost, and I have seen the left standing up for themselves, but I haven't seen a lot of. I don't know. I just haven't looked in the right places, Mad Dodge. I'll be honest.
They came in with the riot shields and shit, dude. They straight put them down.
They should. They should crack some.
You'd appreciate this fucking irony, though, right? You remember like the scene in V. The final scene where they all got the masks on.
Oh yeah.
They're all coming down to the end, right?
Walk right through the cops. Yes.
Yeah. How fucking funny would it be if you had a bunch of people going in, right, with burqas, just everyone dressed up in burqas, right? Just the fucking the slot box thing, right? Do the same thing. And just show
fucking ironic, Brett. God damn it, Cabbage.
Flip it, man. Flip it.
Oh, fucking bloody hell.
Actually, there's a video.
And even better,
yeah.
But the other side, like the clown, like the comic and the drama, for the art.
Oh yeah.
You have the burqa at the front, and then you got the V for Vendetta at the back. There you go.
I just can't get the idea of a bunch of burqa'd people. It's all coming down, mate. Like you said, the more that as much as I want to believe that we're not where you are, Cabby, the barbarian is within the gates here also. They're here.
It's well within the gates here, and the thing is, it's our own fucking politicians who are bringing them.
Oh fuck yeah! They always sell us down the road, though.
They always do themselves. And you know what? This is the reason I say about the next Brexit, right? Because the next time it comes in, with the next election, you know how many people have died in the last, like they waited eight months. You know how many people died in 8 months before they even triggered up?
Oh, yeah, because it was an older vote, you're saying. So they're trying to let them die off?
Yeah, they're letting them die off. And of course, the young ones are coming in. And look what Jeremy Corbyn did. He's pulling in the young people, right? So they're basically working on the die-off. That's what they're doing. Plus, they're padding it out with all of these new immigrants who are guaranteed.
That's devilishly evil.
Yeah, but that's how they're working it. I don't understand why people don't see this. It's fucking blatantly obvious.
Well,
I've been saying this for fucking 8 months now, and 12 months, and nobody listens.
Well, no, and Cabbage, don't you think what's happening in Canada is also at the root of the problem? The attack on free speech that
blasphemy
is
laws
on in Canada right now.
Like the blasphemy laws and whatnot, sir?
That's right. Yeah, the same strategy.
Yeah, like
look at the
fact that people, what's his fucking name? Dankula in Scotland. He gets attacked and arrested. And now they're implementing that shit in Canada.
Donkula, Count Donkula.
Okay, by the way, Count
No,
Dankula.
I'm just fucking with it. It's Count Dankula. It's just a joke. It's a running joke. I thought you knew the joke. Count Dankula. But he was
I'll
Count
tell you
Dankula.
now, right? You look
over
at
my head a little bit there, Ogre.
Count
It's
Dankula.
just, well, there was when
example.
they were first very quickly when they were first covering Count Dankula, this one popular YouTuber did a story on him and called him Count Donkula. And then another YouTuber just did a story based on that other YouTuber story, and again called him Count Donkula. and Count Dankula does a little video where he's like, Count Donkula, you cheeky bastard, you know, and that's it. That's the inside joke. Carry on, Cabbage.
Yeah. Sorry, it's all right. I knew that, but I've forgotten where I was going. Damn it!
I'm sorry. I just thought he knew
killed
the
it. You
inside
see, you
joke. I
just
know.
kill
I
it.
fucking
You
you know
kill
me.
shit, you
I would
see?
fuck up a
Yeah.
wet dream, Cabbage. You know that. That's what I do.
Yeah. You know.
We were talking about Brexit. You were saying that they were using a die-off. They were trying to, and you've been telling people for a long time, if that sparks a memory.
Nah, well, no, there's a further point I was going to make. But
I
anyway,
know
it'll
it.
come back to me later. Don't you worry.
I smell revolution.
It's all in there.
Cabbage. I smell revolution across many countries.
Oh yeah, shit's gonna. I mean, it will break down. But the thing is, it's going to get very nasty. And if anybody knew English history, they know about the Toll Puddle martyrs and the people literally, storming London.
Who is the
Because
dude with
the
the
rest
cool
of the
radio
country-
voice? Who is that guy with the cool radio voice? I just want to know his whole name. He's got like or he just said something.
The Pirate Nation.
Pirate, yeah.
Oh,
Pirate.
hi, Pirate Nation. That's all.
Yeah, he's just trying to
just
groom
say
you.
pirate.
Ignore him. Ignore
All
him.
right.
He's just trying to groom you. He's just interfering.
All right,
He
Kevin.
wants to suck your dick.
I'm going to mute
All right?
myself now for that.
Yeah,
It's good to meet you,
probably
Pirate.
good move. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Groomer, you're trying to. What am I
You
now? I'm
just
a
suck your
Muslim
dick.
groomer. I'm a Muslim sex groomer.
That's right. No. You're a Jewish fucking groomer.
As has been pointed out earlier today, there
Muzzle
are
top.
Arab Jews.
I miss you, Gabby.
Oh, I just want to throw out there, Captain Colepile in the chat said that the Britisher was totally wrong about needing more police. I couldn't agree with Captain Colepile more.
Oh, in the chat,
how
Captain
do you
Copile
feel?
was like, "No police." He said, "No police."
Well, I would like a minimal police force. I mean, I'm not going to go fucking batshit crazy here, but I'm on board with him. Like,
No, you see, the problem is the police aren't the problem. It's the kind of police you have. If you go back, the old Bobby on the beat and stuff. When I was a kid, we used to get smacked on the back of the head by a police officer. If you were doing anything wrong, nobody cared about that. It was just something that you did. And the actual fact, you were more worried about the fact you'd be taken back home by the police officer, right? And you'd have to be presented to your mother or your father.
Had to get a real beating.
Being dragged by the ear because you were being a little ragamuffin. So that's part of the reason that, but the thing is that the local police officers were local. You don't have that anymore. You're getting people policed by towns and they don't know each other. If you actually have local police officers, it is not a matter of the quantity, it's the quality of them and the purpose they're serving, right? And if they live in the community, they also know damn well that they can get the shit kicked out of them if they go over the line. So you know what I mean? There's a good reason for having local community policing.
Well, there
But
are
then the police know that they can't exceed
Are we trying to pull in some ad revenue there, Print? What's going on?
Oh no,
Badass,
nothing. No, it's a what's all this then T-shirt.
Is that is available on your channel? You sell
I
those?
wish.
Oh, okay. That's badass at any rate.
Yeah, no, but I did have this video because Cabbage mentioned guys wearing burqas. These guys wear burqas in Australia, and these Muslim men came to them and physically and verbally attacked them. I thought it was hilarious.
I recognize that on the side, the People versus Muhammad. I know I've watched his channel. I've seen videos with that on the side right there. That's a good book. I bought it.
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch. They're not saying anything. Oh, you're gonna play the video. Cabby. I do wonder how old you are. I miss all of the sounds, Cab. It's taking me. I'm feeling very nostalgic. I can hear your lighter clicking, click, click. I can hear your glass clink sometimes. I know you're having probably a nice glass of sherry.
I am now having a nice wine. I've been whining all night.
What kind of? Now you said one red
You've
wine.
been whiting all night. That's awesome.
No, yeah.
Well, you told me one time that either white wine or red wine gave you a headache. Which one? You drink red wine?
White,
is that correct?
no, yeah, right. Yeah, red wine is fine. White wine kills me dead.
I quoted you the other day. I got more likes on it, I think, than anything else I've ever done on Twitter. Somebody was I won't mention who, but somebody was saying they were down and they were going to take some kind of pill for depression. And I wrote this, Cab. I wrote no pills, no powders, no potions. I put it in quotation marks and then put dash Cabbage Patch Bastard.
Thank you. My goodness.
Well, you're the one that said it. You did. I never forgot. That's good advice.
Yeah.
That's best advice.
That's what I live by, mate. It is, but I don't mind the herb.
Well, yeah, I think I mentioned that on stream also. A little wine, a little herb. That's not the same thing as Zoloft or some shit.
And a good dose of tea.
Amen. I could drink a cold beer. I've been loosened up on it myself.
No, don't go down the slippery slope again.
Yeah.
Stick with the smoke.
I'll wait until I'm going senile or something, then it's time to break out the cocaine and the hookers.
When?
When I'm like 85, if I've got any money left, it's losing my mind. That's the time to call 1-800-RENT-A-WHORE and get Jerome to bring me over an 8-ball of coke. I'm saying when I lose my mind.
I think you're already past that.
I just want to throw out there, shut up, woman, to my wife. Like, she's in the chat fucking with me. So instead of shut up, Tyreek, it's shut up, woman.
She's not at home. She's actually out and about and chatting with you on the chat.
Oh no, she's at home. She's just being a bitch.
Hi, Mad Dodgers woman.
God damn it.
Hi, Mad Dodgers woman. He's really cool. You got a good old man, as far as I can see. And don't call him Mr. Mom. He don't like that shit. That's it.
All right. So I think we covered Brexit pretty good. What about North Korea, guys?
No, I had plenty of other things to say, but I'm going to leave it there because it just gets me fucking ticked off.
Well, what about the North Korean hashtag crisis? I mean, how do you guys feel about the ICMB?
ICMB, yeah, not a smart thing, but seriously, Korea, it may have launch capabilities and things, but in terms of what it could realistically do anywhere without totally annihilating itself.
Yeah, I had a little Twitter spat last night with a guy, and I was arguing that if we respond to this stupid missile test, that China will be forced to do something. And I'm not quite sure what China will do at that point.
No, I think America should ignore it because it's far more significant in terms of a threat to China because China hates North Korea at the moment. So,
well, I just thought if we break the armistice, because we're still at war, people. We have been at war with North Korea for 55 years. So if we break the armistice, China will be forced to respond. And the reason the armistice even happened was because of China. So I'm not sure I want to push the issue.
No, but the fact is, look, either way, look, why not just go into it with China? You know what I mean? Just because, let's face it, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
no, but
you don't have to be friends afterwards.
No, if the Korea unites, that's a threat to China as well.
Yeah, but Korea's not going to unite. South Koreans have absolutely no fucking intention of being integrated into North Korea. No way.
Anymore, but the original intent was to unite.
Well, that means nothing now, does it? There is no way the South Koreans are going to consider the idea of having kimchi twice a day is like a great opportunity. Yeah, we're talking about very sophisticated people in South Korea. They're educated, they work in electronics, they have all the toys and tools and everything else. They do not want to turn into a fucking agrarian, a supplicant.
Yeah, but wouldn't South Korea take the lead in that situation? Wouldn't South Korea, if they unified, South Korean government would run it?
Well, if the American government would let them, I don't think it would. I mean, they could technically take the front in, appearance, but logistically they wouldn't be doing shit. You know, that
There's no way South Korea is going to go backwards into this closed-minded ideology that North Korea has.
that's
That's
what I
not
think.
going to happen.
Yeah,
So,
and
I mean,
China.
if the Koreas unite, then it will be in the lead of South Korea.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So North Korea's got nothing. I mean, this is just. I mean, it's dangerous. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this guy should not have the ability to launch anything, even off. You know, I wouldn't even trust him with a poppet. But he's building them, and we're letting him get away with it.
Now, to be honest, their technology is so backwards, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah.
what do you mean we're letting them get away with it? Like my argument is there's not really a way to stop it unless
Yeah,
you
there
want
is.
to
There are
World
tactical
War III.
strikes. There are. If they're not
no.
complying with UN, if they're not complying
No,
with UN
You're telling me
resolutions,
that
then
Russia, China, and North Korea, Syria, Iran, they wouldn't unite? Come on, that would be the start of World War III.
That would be a joke. But I got to say, I agree with Cabbage in that if we're going to do it, and this is why, if we're going to go to the Gulf War and all these other things we've done, then why aren't we doing it there? And the idea of Syria uniting with North Korea.
it wouldn't mean anything.
It wouldn't mean. Thank you.
Wait a minute, Ogre. Wait a minute. They were selling each other nuclear missiles.
Okay, so they get off 5 nuclear bombs and wipe out 5 American cities completely off the face of the earth. We still crush them in 24 hours. They're gone. So I mean, that's worst case scenario. I don't know.
Man,
I'm not saying it would be good, but it doesn't matter.
I don't feel like being nuked.
I mean, see, this is the ridiculous thing. Look, the whole point of what Korea's trying to do is become part of the unattacked, right? You know, like anyone who's got the nuclear weapons, they all of a sudden they don't become part of the hostile regimes. They become part of the the nuclear family.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's the way it works.
It's a good old boys.
Somebody with
it's a good old boys.
Exactly.
And look, I shouldn't have laughed that way, Mad Dodge. I just think when you say those countries, yes, bad things could happen. But to be honest, if right now we just had a tactical strike, if Mad Dog Mattis got the armed forces together and we got together, of course, with probably whoever, and we just struck North Korea. Come on, man. I really am not sure how much damage.
Look, Britain could do it on its own.
Wait a minute, though.
Britain can do it with one single nuclear submarine, let alone the American arsenal.
No, if we violate the armistice, there will be hell to pay. There will be other countries.
Well, there won't be, because there won't be anyone left to play hell.
There you go.
Fuck you, Cabbage.
He's right, though. He's right. I mean, it just, you let alone, it's right now standing pretty firm. I can almost guarantee you it'd be the United States, Great Britain, which would be the only ones that would matter, and then probably France and very possibly Germany. I think it would take a lot more than people think. With those countries alone, their resources, just what they are, hell to pay. Just tell me what you mean by hell to pay.
Ogre, Iran itself can shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And
Israel would take care of Iran very easily.
No, it couldn't. No.
Israel would shut that down very easily, and I'm sure they would be on our side.
The UN's not going to let Israel do shit, though. They haven't. Ever since the 6 Day War. Ever since the 6 Day War, Israel has been the enemy of the UN.
Yeah, but that's the only because they use the Americans to do it on their behalf. If
and take the United States
local, and you know, don't forget they have the second largest F-16 fighter force on the planet,
and the best. And Cabbage, if you take the United States and Great Britain out of the UN, who do you have left, Cabby? Who's left? It doesn't really matter, does it, mate? Because you just took the power. And so I don't know. But here's the thing. I wish there was no conflict on Earth, but something needs to happen with North Korea.
Maybe the Vatican.
It needs to just
include the Vatican. You know, the Vatican actually has a seat in the UN. The UN. You know that.
Yeah, the Swiss Guard, mate. The Swiss Guard will be there to stand against Great Britain. Didn't y'all just release? Didn't y'all just launch a new aircraft carrier, mate?
But they got funky shoes.
Yeah, and then funky orange.
Oh, you're going back to their aircraft carrier, Ogre?
No, I just
Isn't that
was
thing
saying.
smaller than the Enterprise?
No,
which
actually,
like,
we finally got a fucking.
It's not very
working
large.
aircraft
No,
carrier.
it's 60 million tons, and it doesn't have any planes on it right now, as a matter of fact. But yes, they're doing it.
No,
They're
and you know why? Because the Americans can't fucking produce the airplanes that were ordered to go on the
Hey, well,
bloody thing.
like y'all didn't invent the Harrier jump jet, Cabby. Why do you fucking?
Yeah.
Why do y'all? I can't believe y'all are even doing that. Y'all need to have British fucking airplanes on there. Y'all invented
Absolutely.
the Spitfire. The Spitfire, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Why are we
disagree with you
building
more,
your
mate.
airplanes, Cabbage? I've had it.
What do you mean you're not building no, you're building our aeroplanes. What you're doing is you basically you bought the patent and you're now making things that we invented.
They're forcing
So,
it on you,
fuck
Cabbage.
you.
You know they are. They're forcing the Joint Strike Fighter on you folks, and you can't tell me that the British people
No, the
can't.
VTOL. No, of course we can, and we could make a better one than the fucking, the Harrier. We could easily, like improve.
And,
we
and
could
you
easily improve that. No problem whatsoever.
That's something that's
But
killing me.
That's our military defense. But you got to remember, we're working with limited budgets. It's like people who say, "Well, why don't British people make the movies like they do in Hollywood?" Budgets. As simple as that. We have to make things with fucking shoestring. You guys make things with all this money thrown at you, and you still don't make them work. You make all this shit. It looks shiny. It looks impressive, and it doesn't fucking work. We do stuff on a shoestring, and it works.
Happy birthday!
And that applies for Hollywood as well as the military.
It's his birthday.
Yeah.
Also, I've got a lot of respect, Cabbage, for British stuff. BSA, I mean, they make the best barrels.
I'm going to stand by Britain no matter what. I'm sorry.
The Tinkers of Great Britain started the Industrial Revolution, and to this day, they're the best metal craftsmen in the world, bar none, to make the best barrels. And yeah, it bums me out for you and for my British friends when I think that you've got this wonderful aircraft carrier. Of course, Britannia should have wonderful ships, and they're going to put these bullshit airplanes on it, man. No matter what your budget, it would have been cheaper for y'all to make your own, to design your own and make your own, than buy that bullshit that they're going to put on there.
No, right. It would have been. And you know the reason that we didn't?
No, wait a minute, Ogre.
You know why, Ogre?
Best barrels? Like, what about Winchester and fucking...
Oh, well, if you buy a Winchester 308 right now, chances are it has an English barrel in it.
Sheffield steel.
Yeah, they make more. Right now, England makes the best barrels for any rifle that you can buy. And most rifles you buy have an English barrel in it, even if you may not know that. But they buy their barrels from Sheffield, BSA. A lot of different places make barrels. But, I'm just saying. And listen, it's Cabbage's birthday.
Yes, but
and I've got a lot of... Yes, sir.
But the point is that, like you're saying, why aren't we doing this? And because the major part, the reason why we couldn't do any of this stuff was because we were part of the EU. And we ended up having to also buy into the Eurofighter. Like we had the fucking Concorde thing, right? Concorde was a beautiful idea. Absolutely fabulous. Right.
Well, yeah, and wrapping it back around to Brexit, I think you guys should have had a hard Brexit. You should have left immediate.
No, we should have done. We should have left, like day one. Boom. Thank you very much. We're out. That's it. Referendum, we're gone. But like I said, this is the reason they're trying to derail it. But what I'm saying is that the reason that a lot of these things haven't happened that you're asking about, Ogre, why didn't we create this? Why didn't we create that? Because we were committed to the Eurofighter. Because it was part of the European obligation, right?
And now you get nothing out of that, right? Now that you're Brexiting.
Exactly. Yeah, we got shit, right? So, and it's all part of that, and then they try and charge us, what are they trying to say now, 100 billion euros?
Well, Cabbage, think about it. What if you would have had that situation in 1930 and you're in there with Germany? You can't share shit like that, man. I mean, you got your military, they got theirs, and you don't really need to blend all that shit because you never know when you got to fight the bloody whoever.
And the last thing we want to do is arm the very fucking continent that's been constantly trying to invade us.
Constantly trying to take it all the way back to Hadrian, mate. All the way back to fucking the bloody daggone Romans to modern day. People have been trying to go across the English Channel and take that island, and yet they want you to pay for a fighter that y'all are all going to use. What if you want to fight them? What if they... Oh, man, that's unreal. The British are being raped right now, Cabbage. They're
Yeah.
in another. If it goes the way it is,
No,
in another
Yeah,
100
but the thing
years-
is, people have known that for years, and we've been trying to tell our politicians, and they thought they call our bluff, and we called their bluff, and now they're trying to backpedal. They're trying to find a perceived way of circumventing the democratic will of the people, right? That's what's happening at the moment. The little fucks. Because we know what's being done to us. We're not
Kevin,
stupid.
Kevin, what do you think about the EU actually getting a standing military? Is that a threat to Brexit? I would think it kind of is.
God damn, yeah, no. I mean, in actual fact, if anything, a standing army in Europe would be even more of a reason for fucking Brexit. Jesus.
Yeah, that hasn't
God
worked
damn
out.
it, I mean-
That hasn't worked out well in the past. Yeah.
No, but what if they use that army to keep you in the European Union? I mean, what if
they
go
used
the way
it,
of
what,
Lincoln
militarily?
and
If they
force
tried
you
to
in?
come over and hit
Yeah.
us? Fine, bring
Yeah.
it on. Well, look, we dealt with the fucking Luftwaffe last time. We'll deal with whatever they've got to give us again. I don't give a flying fuck. And we've got nukes as well, and that's the great thing about it, right? They want to fucking do this shit. We can take out their cities. We can do whatever the fuck we want because we got nukes and we have all the firepower at our disposal that we need. I mean,
Cabby, what the fat
and
man
I think
say?
hopefully, I would hope America, and I don't give a shit whether America would come along 3 years too late again. But at the end of the day, we'd still end up being able to fucking defend ourselves. Yeah. Yes, I do believe.
And remember the guy
and we would.
Hey, Cabby, the dude that the TV announcer you turned me on to, the barbarian at the gate feller. Remember what he said? Yeah. He was like, "You may think that you will come and you will kill a man like you did in Parliament here, but for every one that you kill, we have thousands and thousands more that will come and will stand in the same place." I'll never forget that. Right. And people discount Great Britain. That's probably not wise. I don't think anyone will make her do what they want her to do. What I'm afraid of is that right now
the thing is, we can fuck things up far easier than that, right? Because don't forget that we are the 5th largest economy in the entire world, right? We're a little tiny place, I admit, right? We are technically insignificant in terms of landmass, but in terms of influence,
right up there.
Don't underestimate. Like I said, don't confuse manners for weakness, okay? Because when push comes to shove, yeah, we will fuck you back. We will, and we will use whatever tools we have at our disposal. That's just the facts.
Yeah, but Kevin, why wouldn't you guys let your empire fall apart? You just left places
bullshit.
Like India.
Fuck you.
And
fuck
Taiwan.
You. We didn't. No. We didn't let it fall apart. No, that was part of the Truman Agreement. Okay, we were required as part of the deconstruction exercise after World War II, right? That countries would be given their independence, right? That was part of the agreement.
Remember, Cabbage? We already went through this.
We did, yeah, but I mean, maybe other people, maybe you didn't remember. But no.
Yeah,
we didn't. It didn't fall apart, right? It was obligatory.
And I was tardy also, Wolfshot. I was tardy. I didn't remember him saying that today, but it is foolish, I would say, to discount the British people.
Look,
but
Kevin, the British Empire fell apart on the basic reason that Britain fought 2 world wars. Okay, 2 world wars, and we had to fund. And in actual fact, thank us for your 1950s, right? Because it was our funding. The amount of money that we shipped over to America in order to fund us to defend, so-called democracy and freedom. Twice.
Well, first off, democracy isn't the best policy.
It took 2 attempts to.
You owed us that money because we gave you weapons.
Well, yeah, but that's the point that I'm saying is that we were paying for it, right? But the Europeans never did. They got the Marshall Plan. Right, the reconstruction exercise in Europe. No, we paid it back, and we paid it with interest.
Well, you know why, Cabby? They all cried. Germany cried, "Oh, the Treaty of Versailles was so terrible," and then they got nothing. They did get slapped on the wrist. And I'm not just going to be a Cabbage apologist right now. What were you saying, Mad Dodge? You did make a pretty good little point there. And also, the 50s, we had a recession here, Cabbage.
Well, my point was they paid us back. Yeah, Cabbage, you gave us money. You gave it to us for weapons that we sold you actually illegally as far as
Yeah.
the international community was concerned.
That's right, but you also sold them to Germany illegally, if you remember the.
Oh, the Bushes sold them daggone lubricant.
Yeah, that's right.
Prescott Bush.
There you go.
All of them. They
Ford
did
as well.
Yeah, Ford.
Right?
And all the chassis were Ford.
Yeah.
They did
So don't give me that.
And in
shit.
fact, Fanta was Coca-Cola. They made Nazi Coke.
That's
you know
right.
that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't give me that nonsense. Look, at the end
Well,
of the
it
day,
ain't necessarily
we were,
nonsense.
yeah. Well, no, it's not nonsense. I mean, that's facts. That's
Hey,
the whole
Cabbage,
point.
everybody
But, I mean,
here knows you, right?
it's
They all
crazy.
know that you're just harsh and that you don't mean no. I think everybody here knows, Cabby.
Yeah.
Oh
But
no,
I'm saying,
I'm a part
but
of
I am
Cabbage.
not going to have written fucking degraded or because
We know
look, the empire that existed was bankrupted by 2 world wars, and a major portion of it was funded by the U.S. and also I mean, if we want to go back to the war of the war of independence, again, it was the French who used and the Russians.
Well, Cabbage
Because they wanted to bankrupt the fucking British because they were too powerful.
And didn't we owe you a
Right?
little something for the colonies? I mean, when it comes down to it, if you owed us something for the munitions and the arms during World War II, don't we owe you a little something for the 13 original colonies? Couldn't we just have called it even at that point?
We owe them 72
There you go. Hey, yeah, give me some
right?
fucking reparations, buddy.
I'm sorry, what Matt Dodge?
reparations.
I just had to I had to get on his side there. I miss
The
him.
Britisher posted that meme. We owe them like 71 trillion for the tea.
Yeah, for
right?
the tea. He was hammering on Independence Day, wasn't he? You seen the little meme I put up on my channel about Little Bill talking about the Queen again on Independence? I mean, he was just hammering out the memes left and right, just dogging the United States. But here's how it happened, Cabbage. I got early in the morning on Independence Day here. I went to the Britisher's thing and I tweeted him in public. I was like, "Hey, Britt, what are you gonna do on the 4th? Or what are you gonna do today to celebrate the 4th?" And then I don't know. He made like 10 memes.
Nice.
Hey, so that
funny.
you were talking
Well, they use like an American flag, like on his penis, like masturbating into it.
No, he didn't do that. But Wolf Shot's having a hard time, I think, with her microphone. She's trying to get something in here.
You know that recession you were talking about in 1958?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It lasted 8 months.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I just was throwing because I was defending Cabbage for a long time, so I had to say something.
Fuck Cabbage.
I don't want to be like anti-American.
Yeah, fuck me on my belated birthday.
Post World War II boom.
Hey, where's the freighter watcher, Cabby? When you need
between 45 and 1970. So I mean, we did okay.
Yeah, no, we did all right. I think it's
it was all funded. No. All of your manufacturing, and in actual fact, if you the whole concept of
Cabby, you know what breaks my heart? This is what breaks my heart.
What breaks your heart is that I'm right. That's
of course you're right. I'm not talking about that. But even God botherer, you talk to him, and it doesn't matter if they're Canadian or if they're New Zealander or if they're. Yeah, and I feel like I'm left out of the family because of some spat, man. I wish it would have, and so I always take the side of Great Britain. I look at Great Britain as the mother island. I fly a Union Jack out on my flagpole, man. I really do. My neighbors don't like it.
He's going to call you a turncoat next.
Yeah,
he called me whatever. That's fine.
Hold on. It's not taking sides when it's correct. I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, it's not, ma'am. And Cabbage is always right. He just pointed that out.
No, Cabbage is never right.
Not. He is correct.
He's always correct. That's for sure. Whether he's right or not, he's always correct.
Yeah.
Guys,
and Cabbage. Americans speak English better. Get over it.
Hey, is it just politics tonight? Because I'm here until Cabbage leaves, which is a bold statement. But is it just politics?
Oh, I know.
All right. Game on.
4 a.m.
Game on.
Shit for him. He had a 26-hour chin wag on my channel about 4 months ago. I'm not 26 hours. Cabbage was chatting the entire time. That's steady. That's pretty amazing to me.
How if you measure that in bottles of wine, cabbage, how many bottles was that?
Oh, that was the Brexit.
Oh,
If I remember, he told me. Didn't you say you went through a case, mate? 12? You told me that day.
I went through, yeah. Well, I think it was a couple of bottles short of a case. I think it was probably a good 10.
10. Yeah, that might have been it. I remember you said I got the case here. 26 hours though. That was like a day after Article 50.
It was.
We were.
And I was fucking.
Hell, I drank a bottle of Jack Daniels and about 15 beers with him in that time. But I left. I took a nap and passed out and came back, and Cab was here the whole fucking time, man. I mean, the king of the chats.
Yeah,
that's what
yeah. Cabbage even put Review the Earth to sleep the other night, so that was pretty funny.
Hey, Cab has fallen asleep on a chat. But
I fall asleep on chats on numerous occasions.
A little snoring. Yeah, he did though. Cab, I was listening to Review the Earth, Clint. Wasn't it?
Although, according to Wolf, you lying bitch. According to Wolf, the lying bitch, she said that I was talking about fucking Stalin. You lying bitch. Nobody else heard anything.
Well, she's got to make you wonder what you said in your sleep. You know, I hear the secrets that you keep.
It should have been really America. It should have been really clever. She would have said like something like I was singing,
he just said it. God bless America. That would have been the best.
No, it would have been weirder. No. You like start, singing one of those little child, the.
Like London Bridges falling down.
That's right. That would have fucked up people. That would have been fun.
Oh man.
Stalin,
I
no, but
a big fat doobie and chill with y'all. This is good times. You got. Hey, Cabby, I'm gonna fire this up. I'm gonna roll another one besides my pinky. If you've got a lefty, fire it up, man. Let's do this old thing. I would like to say that I got a bottle of whiskey, or I would love to tell you that I got a bunch of whiskey and booze and whatnot, but I kind of took a little break on that.
By the way, did you ever get a bottle of Chateau Neuf de Pape?
No, I didn't. And a matter of fact, I had a pallet of Bombardier coming to the house, but Cabby, I quit. I give it up, man. I give up. I haven't had any sauce in a while.
But Chateau
Pape, taking a lot of this right here.
Trust me, it's Chateau Neuf de Pape. Chateau Neuf de Pape is not.
I've got it saved my favorites. I'll tell you the truth. If I ever do drink booze again, it will probably be a bottle of Glenmorangie or Chateau de Pape, whatever, something good like that. But I don't foresee that in the near future. That's not my plan.
No, I don't think you want to go down that slippery slope again.
No, you handle your booze good, Cab. You know, you really do. But remember, I'm mostly Jewish, and Jewish people, as a rule, it's not in our blood, it's not in our culture. And so you run into a lot of Englishmen.
Self-control.
Oh, fuck you, man. No, it's not like that. No, nothing to do with that. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It has to do with the way things, like some cultures accept sugar better than others. Some cultures accept all kinds of different things better than others. I don't give a fuck. I'm making an excuse. I would love to get shit-faced drunk. I just don't do it right now. I'm just trying to make an excuse. Whatever reason you want to superimpose, put it there. I just don't drink.
No, you're getting all kind of fucking weird.
I always do. That's the goal. It's my goal every day.
Gotta hide the shekels.
What was that, Wolfie?
Hide the shekels.
What?
She chuckled. Chortled. She chortled.
Oh, okay. Okay, she's having to say she chuckled. Just chuckle.
Man, I guess I said something about talking about politics. Now nobody's speaking. I just wonder what you've been up to, Cab, if you could even lay it on me. I mean, is it life just been a boring slog of on the fucking hamster wheel lately? Or?
Yep. Total fucking hamster wheel. Yeah, it's been really, really dull. Well, I mean, since I told you when I took this contract, it's been it started off total pain in the ass. Basically, burnt 2 weeks of worthless time. Managed to convince people to do it the way I asked them to do it in the first place, and And you know,
because you said they changed the contract, and so now they changed it back to what it was going to be originally anyway.
Yeah. So I mean,
figures.
the whole thing is just a fucking nightmare. So anyway, at the end of the day, yeah. But the thing is, I did the extra hours, and I think I'm still going to come in ahead of time. So that means, you know, freebies. Well, it's not free because I've been doing
bonus
anyway. So.
You mean about you get a bonus if you come in early?
Well, it just means that I can quit the fucking job, you know, before it needed to be finished. And I'm not renewing the contract. They've asked me to, but I'm not fucking renewing it. They can shove it up their ass.
Well, I was telling people, you were like, oh, Cabbage disappeared. I said, no, what Cabbage is doing right now, he is working his ass off like a maniac, and he's making really good money. And as soon as he looks in his larders and he sees all of his larders are stocked well, he's going to tell somebody to go fuck himself.
Well, that's exactly it, mate, because I ain't taking this shit anymore. So.
Cabbage, you're making good money. Donate to my Patreon, you dick.
No, it ain't that good. It's not that good. He's just a single old bachelor, man. He's got to buy tobacco and wine. It's not an easy world out there. I'm just saying.
I know. It's hard being a single Cabbage.
Do you know how much Chateau Neuf de Pape costs at this kind of volume?
I think I looked that day you showed me. It's like $80 a bottle. It's not cheap.
There you go. Quality, not quantity. And unfortunately, I have a quantity issue.
But you're a man after my own heart, Cabbage. I've been doing that my whole life. I will go out and work my nuts off, build up whatever I can build up, and then once I look around, it's like, oh, I've got a little something here, to chill out. Maybe I can pursue some other endeavors. I just disappear. I quit, whatever. I'm done. In other words, when I got enough money, I'm going and enjoying my fucking life. When the money gets to a point where I look around and go, oh, it's getting a little low, well, I go back and I'll do whatever I got to do again. But that's just the way.
The thing is, you also know that with this one, I got completely fucked by the misrepresentation, right? So I'm just not. I mean, you don't want to deal with people who've shown themselves to be fucking sketchy at the best. You know what I mean?
Man, let's talk about it when your contract's over, because I didn't even know it was anything like that. I just know they tried to fuck you by saying, oh, we want you to do X, Y, and Z. And then once you were like in there and wanting to take the contract, they were like, oh, well, we don't really want you to do all this. We want you to do it on this scale and pay you less. And you come in on this, Yeah. That's starting in a bad direction, if you ask me.
Hey,
which is why would you renew a contract with a company like that, right?
No, wait a minute, guys. I just hit 96 subs, so I'm only 4 subscribers away until I get totally shit-faced on the internet. I'm gonna
buy a fifth. Well, I tell you what, I could do that for you, actually. But I'd have to sign out. But I could go in because I've got 4 other names that I can sign in under and give you the subs. It won't mean anything because they'll all just be me.
Buy a fifth of whiskey.
No, you're right, Cab. You know what? I can do the same thing. I can give him like 2 more. I'm going to do that tonight too.
Yeah.
Hit it, Cab.
We can give them to you.
So he said he only needs 4. We can make it so it'll be before the weekend. He's going to get tore up on a stream. That'd be great. I'm going to do that shit as soon as I'm up. Because I've got like 4 or 5 for some.
Why do you do the baseball stream? And then
when is that happening?
I've got. Look, I can sign up to you. And
when is the baseball stream?
Sunday at I believe noon.
Man, that's going to be badass. You know baseball too, right? You're like Whitey. You know all the players in the whole 9 yards, right?
Well, I know Dodger baseball. I just follow the Dodgers. That's it. So
well, but you know baseball.
You'll be arguing for the Yanks. I'll be arguing for the Dodgers. It should be good.
Yeah, he's a Yanks fan all the way. The night that I found out that he was going to do that, because you asked me, and I would love to be on your stream. I'll show up, just like make an appearance and shut up and listen to y'all while we.
He'll turn up to a fucking opening of an envelope.
No, these boys. I was nervous, Cabby, because Mad Dodge was like, "Would you like to be?" I love baseball, but man, I can't. I'm not a baseball guy, and where I'm going to talk about this guy's got so many RBIs and this and that, and oh, look how he did that. Spitball. I'm not knowledgeable.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about Kershaw's curveball and his 1.96 ERA. I mean, that's not something.
I'm not sure what an ERA is. I don't know what an ERA is.
Is that medical?
Huh?
No, earn run average. It's the pitcher's score for when they don't allow any runs.
Yeah, well, you and Whitey, he's right up your street, mate, because he knows all that shit. And anyway, that'll be fun. So tell me one more time. Let me write it down. When is the first baseball stream? Because I want to at least tune in.
I believe it's noon Pacific Standard Time on Sunday.
Groovy, man. That's going to be badass. Hey, Cabby, he's probably going to have to be drunk noon while he's doing it. He's probably going to have to be drinking because he'll have 100 subscribers. So 12 noon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, well, no, yeah. But the thing is, you got to be drunk. Yeah, but you got to be drunk before you get on the stream. Right? It's got to be, yeah, you can't be doing it during the stream. You got to have a good run up to it.
I'm going to roll a hog leg right now, Cabbage, in your honor for your birthday. I mean, a hog leg. As much as I could put in a paper, one flip paper right here.
I am doing one right now.
Go with 2 or 3 papers, man. Make it.
I am doing one right now. I am doing a Bob Marley.
All right, here we go, Cabby. God bless you, man. God bless Britain. I want to believe. I ain't gonna go back to Brexit, but Cabbage and I, man, I'm telling you, we're not. He's not joking. When that whole Article 50 thing went down, he sent me this thing. He was like, "Oh, check this out, man. You got to do a video on this." He sent me the music, and I was looking at, and it was like this whole a feeling of nearly revolution in the air. Yeah. It was something else, man. And so anyway, that was my attempt to just say something about it, but hopefully not just go back to whatever y'all want to do. But that's why I was adamant about it. And man, Cabbage and the Britisher represent two opposite spectrums of a very free country, a long and proud country, man. Really good.
But look at what America's going through right now as well, right? Look, these are not dissimilar situations with what's going on with the States. You know, with the NAFTA, and you got, you know, the all of these, you know, like the TTIP and TTP and stuff like that. I mean, all these different things. You know, regaining sovereignty, regaining identity, you know, states' rights and things like that. These are all fucking part and parcel of just people saying enough is enough. We don't, we don't.
Well, wait a minute, though. Britain doesn't like states' rights. They didn't want the United States to secede. Well, they're not really for nullification either.
They've reformed. They're so good to Scotland, man. They're too good to Scotland. And they've reformed.
They had a fight in Ireland for what, 20 or 30 years? I mean,
hey, do you guys know what NAFTA stands for?
North American Free Trade Agreement. But you'd probably something funnier.
Another afternoon of fucking that ass.
That's so good.
That's how you rejoin the chat, Wolfshot.
Oh, Wolfie, you little diamond, you little fucking sweetheart.
I know.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try to.
I want to stroke you. I want to stroke your little.
Hey, Cabby, don't you know Buttercup? Butter cupcakes?
Yeah, Buttercup. Yeah.
She wanted me to show you this picture if I can screen share this.
She actually said, did she say that though?
For your birthday. For your birthday, mate.
Yeah, right. She said she wanted you to share that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
No, but she said to share it earlier on the stream. I just wanted to share it with you.
But not for me.
Yeah,
why do you always go down the sleazy things? Then,
no
need for the tip.
Okay, let's change it up. Captain Colepile in the chat said that Cabbage should do a cricket stream. Do you like cricket, sir?
Crickets? Oh yeah, cricket. Oh yes, definitely. I mean, I hate the game.
Well, cricket is not as good as baseball.
I would like. But I don't know. Well, cricket is far superior to baseball. I mean, baseball is basically rounders, and that's a girls' game.
Yeah, Captain Copile said only you could make it unboring, Cabbage.
Cabbage as an announcer would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be good. It might be like Dodgeball, you know. You ever seen the movie Dodgeball? Be like ESPN Quattro. Anyway,
nitrous that fucker. You can't nitrous cricket, seriously. I mean, there is only one sport where you end up actually having lunch.
Yeah, but you do watch tennis, right? Have you been watching Wimbledon? You do watch tennis.
Yeah, Wimbledon. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, good man. Me too. I
Oh
love
my
tennis.
god, you watch tennis? How fucking boring.
Oh no,
Right,
Wimbledon.
right.
No. Look, I also watch
Any
anything
Grand Slam.
international sports. I will watch. I don't pay attention to leagues and shit like that. But international, yeah, I'm game for that.
Oh
I love
god, I can't watch tennis. No,
It's
thank you.
140 years now, Wimbledon. Can you believe
140
that?
years.
140 fucking years.
1877. Yep.
There you go. Been
Anyway,
around for a long
I guess we
time,
got shut
so
down for faggots because we like tennis, Cav. I didn't know.
I don't mind.
I don't either. But baseball, I guess that's a lot better. I'm not going to dog it. I love baseball myself. But
Baseball is
okay.
definitely better than cricket and tennis.
Where's
a
everyone
lot
going?
more fast paced. Huh?
Oh, fuck
What
you.
happened to what
I
happened
see where
to
you were going there, you dick.
what happened to the Japanese chap? Where did he go?
The pirate.
Chinese. Well, was he Chinese? Yeah,
Oh,
pirates.
shit, yeah,
fucked
where
off.
did Pirate go?
Yeah,
You're talking
pirates
about
fucked off.
finer print.
Yeah. Where did he? Where they fucked off to? Good God.
It's
Bloody
probably my
hell.
fault. I probably ran him off.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bring him back.
Well, I mean,
They'll
everybody
smell
hates you, Ogre.
They'll smell this
Yeah,
booty from their
true.
house.
They do. But then again, just cause.
A considerable amount of people do, but we all have our haters. I enjoy my haters probably more than my my beneficiaries.
I only hear hate. And not only that, I hear people even criticizing my laugh. So,
Criticize your laugh. What are you talking about,
Yeah,
Cabbage?
I don't know. People want to mimic it.
Well, it is kind of gay, dude.
It's gay. Oh, man.
It's kind of gay, dude. See? Yeah, my laugh, apparently.
Your laugh is gay.
Makes
Like,
me
that's the end of the story.
Yeah. But you do realize, though, that my laugh might be gay, but your actual voice is mincing.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's obsessed with Riley Dennis's fucking Adam's apple.
Adam's apple, yeah,
Oh, that Adam's apple is scary, people.
See,
Yeah.
he wants to fuck
It
I'm
haunts
telling
my
you.
nightmares.
That's not what he was telling us last night, Wolf.
Yeah.
What?
That's not what he was telling us last night about his Adam's apple. He's saying he loved that thing, like to watch it bob up and down.
He wants to fuck it.
I never said no such
Yeah,
thing.
you do. See?
He's a
And you know
I
what?
don't care how. Wait a minute. No, Ogre. I don't care how drunk I get.
Hey,
I
look,
would never
this
say
fucker
that.
paid $5 for his avatar, and he would fuck Riley Dennis for a fucking shilling.
Right up the old poop chute. You know he would.
No,
For a bloody shilling.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
No.
yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, bitch.
Fuck you, Wolf.
Ah.
I thought we were
Such an evil little fucking whore, aren't you?
And I was
I
supposed
am.
to be in the cabbage army. Like,
I'm
you guys are all
actually
turning
slut.
on me
Yeah,
now.
you see, my army's rebelling against me, you fucking whores.
Not
I'm
me,
actually-
Captain, my captain.
There is no integrity amongst the troops.
Your second lieutenant is here, sir.
Dude,
Yeah.
I will line you up and fucking flog you. Keep it up, Ogre. No.
What, are you the corporal, are you? No, it's been a long time. I'll tell you one thing. If they're busting your balls, Cabbage, you can take it. What the fuck? That's what life's
Oh,
about.
yeah, I don't give a shit.
I'm going to look at this. I told you I'd do it. I wasn't even joking. I'd turn off one light, but it's as big as my pinky there.
Yeah, well.
Dude, rip it in half and send me half of it.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, right? I'd respect
I'm
it.
out of weed, dude. I had to scrape my pipes,
Yeah, but the
man.
thing is,
I'm
right,
in
this guy-
dire straits here.
Yeah, but Matt, the thing is, right? This guy is so fucking arrogant about it because he grows his own. That's the thing, right? So he just went out into his backyard and picked that shit like it was right.
No, that's
the
not how
problem.
it works. No, that's not how it
Well,
works.
no, he's out in his. Well, he's fucking.
I grow weed as well. You don't just go pick it, all right? There's a lot
Well,
more.
no, but I mean, no. What I'm saying is, no. I've seen him come in with a fucking bush, like half a bush, and fucking smoke the bastard.
Like,
I was like-
But
it was
what
like-
I'm saying is, right?
It was only
I'm
like
saying-
4 branches, Cabby. That wasn't even it wasn't even an eighth of a plant.
Well, it fucking hid your face, which was a positive.
Yes, yeah, yeah, right, you better believe it. Anything that hides the glow of my radiant beauty will shield your tender eyeballs. You better believe it. No, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. I am fortunate though that I'm in a state where I can.
You don't want to be arrogant.
It's nice. No, and you don't want to be arrogant either, Cabbage. But that's why probably we get along. It's because you are next to maybe myself and the Britisher are the most arrogant cocksucker I ever met in my life. You just, as Wolfshot said earlier, you're just always correct about it, so it's hard to pin you down on, when, where, and why. But here, this doobie's for you. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but it is as big as my pinky.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have one too.
Hey, Cap. Now, if you were, because I'm sure you don't have marijuana, but if you did, where you're at, do you get the ganji, man? Is it like compressed brown with seeds?
No, it's all hydroponic.
Okay, all right, yeah. Do you know what it is? Do they like tell you this is Jack Hare or this is whatever kind?
Yeah, whether it's like Black Widow, you've got, different.
Well, can't you just take the train over to Amsterdam and go to a shop?
Oh yeah, no, I mean I go over there regularly. I love Amsterdam.
Well, is the weed there really better than? Is the weed better there than in England or no?
It is. Well, no, it's not any better.
Okay, I didn't think so.
It's a shitload cheaper because you can just the thing is you can enjoy it you can sit in a plaza and have a joint with a beer and a coffee, and you can just it's not the fact it's cheaper that really is the important thing. It's the fact that you can enjoy it in a civilized way. You know what I mean? That's the big difference with Amsterdam.
Yeah,
especially in summer.
What do you mean cheaper? Like right now, if I go to the pot shop here in Oregon, it's like $12.50 a gram. That's it. Like it's fucking dirt.
That's
cheap.
Expensive. $12.50 a gram is cheap.
Well,
that's expensive.
I can buy.
Dude, I sold weed for like 10 or 15
I don't
years.
do grams.
I was selling it was $15 a gram.
I can get an ounce of killer right now, whatever I want at the dispensary for 120, maybe 100 for whatever I want.
I don't understand the gram thing. I still work on ounces. I mean Henry VIII. Right.
And maybe that's why I'm looking at it wrong, Cab, because I guess if you were just buying a gram at a time, $12.50 would be good, but I never buy it.
No, an eighth of an ounce over here.
If I was at a cup, it's how much?
Well, I don't have to smoke weed every 10 minutes.
No, exactly. That's the point. Nor do I. If I did, then I would not be able to be functional. But
what does an eighth go for? How much? What do you have to put out for an eighth?
An eighth is £20.
So that's $35. That's not bad. That's
about
good.
20. Well, it's less than $30. It's less than $30. I mean, the exchange rate's fucked because it's.
So $35 a quarter would be $10 a gram, because it's 3.5 grams. That's not bad.
I don't do that.
I can't do math.
Yeah, and Wolfshot's like she's a cop. She's like, these fucking dope heads. She'd be putting handcuffs on me right now. It's legal here though, sweetie.
Oh, she would love to frisk you, Ogre.
You should bring us.
No, she wouldn't. She got a girlfriend, man. She don't want that to do with the equipment I got, man. She don't fucking.
Why?
Yeah, no, it's fine. No, she'll bring her red strap on. She'll be strapped on.
No, please, no.
I'll be bend over, please.
No, thank you. When you were a cop, were you able to have any leeway on pot smokers, or did you have to bust them because it was on camera, or did you just were you a hard ass? I mean, I'm kind of curious.
It was discretion. Like 95% of my job was discretion.
Well, most police officers, it should be. That's how fucking police officers.
Oh, please, boys, let her tell me what she'd do to me if she found me with like an ounce of dope and I wasn't drunk.
Nothing.
I was just fucking drunk. Really?
Nothing.
Would you take my weed or make me dump it out?
No.
Or what would? Really?
No. I wouldn't do anything.
She'd sponge you down.
I'm telling you. It's 90% of what police officers do is at their discretion. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless it's like fucking murder.
Or DUI is a toughie.
Well, no.
If
I brought this
DUI, traffic stops, like a battery, assault. Those are kind of tough.
That's the reason that people have a real problem with the police over here, well, certainly
But-
over here, is where they're not using their discretion, where they just say it's the law. You know what I mean? It's an actual
bogus- yeah,
fact.
they're being
Corporations,
bogus.
companies are the worst.
They're
Okay,
being
one at a
Everything's
bogus.
time.
like,
One at a time, please.
I'm sorry.
you know, like it's policy. It's the way it is. It's just got to be this. It's got to be that. Like you said, they should be using discretion. And
Yeah.
if they did, there wouldn't be anywhere near the amount of, disassociation with the, the law, the legal system.
But
When
if
people say you shouldn't hold the law in contempt, you got to hold it in contempt when it's taking the piss. You know
But
what I mean?
if you see that cop being an asshole and taking some kid's weed, that's at their discretion. That's them being an asshole.
That's
Wait,
what I mean.
no, wait a minute, Wolfshot. So,
Oh, for
I was
fuck's sake.
at my daughter's birthday party. We had it at Abby's Pizza.
Well, I
And,
don't.
Yeah,
One
but
thing
you're
I-
not going to give acid to fucking 12-year-olds.
One thing I don't agree
no,
with
check
is
it out.
smoking
And
weed
my-
in front of. One thing I don't agree with is smoking weed in front of children. That's one thing I don't agree
I'm
with.
not talking about smoking weed. What
I'm
I'm
just telling-
talking about is, okay, so we were at the pizza place, and my 12, well, he's 12 now, but at the time, I think he was 9. So my 9-year-old son starts freaking out, and I take him outside, and I go, hey, time out, look at the wall. You know what I mean? And I was kind of dressing him down like a drill sergeant, just a little bit. And somebody called the cops. We were walking home. 3 blocks later, there's a cop pulling over and grabbing me up, trying to fucking put me in handcuffs for no reason at all.
He's
And I
trying to
was just,
detain you.
yeah, no, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? I locked my hands up. I didn't let him do it. And he let go, actually. He could have beat me, probably. Let go. And I was like, hey, man, like, what are you doing? What's the issue here? Are you detaining me? And he's like, no, I'm investigating. I'm like, okay, well, look at my son. I didn't hurt him. He was in timeout. You know what I mean? Like, everything is fine. And he eventually let us go, but I had to ask for his badge number. Because he's like, you know what? I'm going to call DHS, and CSD is going to be there tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah? Well, I'm going to call the chief of police, and what's your fucking badge number?
They
And
kind
he
of,
had to give it to me.
when it comes to children,
mean-
children are an interesting subject. With children, you have to set the precedent that you have to call CPS or whatever. When a
Yeah,
child
but
is
him
involved.
trying to hold my hands behind my back for no reason in front of my kids is an issue. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need
I
to
was
see
there.
me.
Yeah, well, we already have my dog. He's been trying to sell his kids for weeks.
I wasn't there, so I
It's
can't.
only been a couple days there, Cabbage, and I haven't got that PayPal payment yet. What the fuck, dude?
I can't tell
I
you.
didn't. I was willing to crowdfund it. I was definitely not willing to commit.
I can't tell you what I would have seen, like what he saw versus what I would have seen.
I guess I should be fair, Wolfshot, and this is a local police officer who knew me from the time I was in high school. So I should disclose that. You know what I mean? This guy knew me. That does kind of change things. You know what I mean?
We're not all that bad. I can assure you.
Yeah, but the police state is bad, and over policing is an issue.
We're not all that.
Well, it's not over policing. It's the form of policing, and it is. We were saying this earlier. It's like it's the training, the paranoia they instill in the people.
It's
the
true.
the methodologies and things like that. That's where the problem seems to really initiate.
It is absolutely true.
Yeah, Cabbage. I could agree with that. Absolutely.
So, and don't forget that these people really are putting themselves in the line of fire. And they've also been trained with an awful lot of weird, conflicting things. Yeah, you remember like RoboCop? You know when they try and program the his brain and it ends up
with happy
shit. RoboCop 2, yeah,
with all the happy shit.
Yeah. Well, welcome to modern day policing. There
Yeah,
you go.
pretty much.
It's what you end up with.
You've got to be
You know.
sensitive to everyone's feelings.
Yeah, but
No,
you can't.
wait a minute
No.
though. You also met a lot of these guys who were picked on in high school, and
Oh
now,
yeah, no,
and
there's
now
always
they're
going to be
pissed,
those. Yeah.
and they become cops, so they
Precisely,
can
but again, isn't that down to the enrollment process, right? These people shouldn't get through the psychometric testing, right? Because clearly they've got, issues, control issues and stuff, right? They shouldn't
That's
even get through the enrollment process, but they do. And why? Because of low standards.
I mean, you
okay.
can,
But why is Detroit not burning down right now? Because the police station has been shut
Well,
down
which
for what,
bit?
3 years?
Yeah, but they burnt down all the
Oh,
bit they
Detroit
could
is
burn down.
changing. I thought I heard my name. Detroit is changing right now, sir. There's a lot of people moving in there, and where the old houses have been bulldozed or burnt down, there's farms. There's only like
Exactly.
500,000 people. Now it could go back to a city. It was,
Yeah,
but
but
right now
replacing-
Detroit's a good place to
replacing
live, and
car
the majority of
companies with farms.
It
is
is.
that
It's
bad?
turning into like one big fucking
Yeah,
commune.
there's bears. Yes, it really is. How do you seen that, Cabbage? How you followed Detroit? You seen what's happening there?
Oh yeah, I keep an eye on it, mate. I keep an eye on the real world,
Seems like you do. I'm not saying you're omnipotent or whatever. Yes, and so what's happening now is there's parts of Detroit
No, omnipresent.
that are still real rural, and the city idea of it is real dangerous, man. It's like 8 out of 10 murders don't go solved there. A lot of violence and whatnot, and the whole 9 yards. But then there's large parts of Detroit, because what happened is about 10 years ago, they moved the borders of Detroit so they could stay over 1 million people and keep their federal funding for cities over 1 million in population. Well, as Detroit continued to decline, the people are all gone, and the borders are still way out there. So you have these large chunks of, like, what I was saying, they're turning them into farms. People got livestock there. Bears roam it, and it's real fertile ground because it ain't been farmed in years. And those places, look, the mayor of Detroit said, you better carry a firearm. I don't care if you're a felon. I don't care what you are. If my police officers in Detroit City Police, pull you over, you will not be anything said to you if you tell the officer you have a gun, because if you're in the city, you should have a gun.
Wait a minute, though. What Detroit Police Department? I mean, seriously, they've pretty much been shut down, right?
Well,
Like,
right.
there's
There's
no
the
fire
that's probably
department.
why he said that. Yeah, there's a few there though. There's some city cops, but there's not many. And so that goes back into what Cole Pile was saying. I would, and you too, I wouldn't say no cops, but when you have a few cops and then the police chief can say, hey, look, now you're responsible for your own safety. What better society could you hope for? There's parts of Detroit that are wonderful that I would live in right now, to be honest.
I would not.
Yeah, well, I
Have you
would.
ever seen?
Wait a
Have
minute,
you
though.
seen?
I would move to Detroit if I could get like 10 or 20 libertarians together, and we could buy those $400 houses and just set up a whole block.
Yeah, just buy like plots of
libertarians.
land. No,
Oh yeah, they're doing that now,
But
Mad Dodge. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they're doing, and they'll with
The
that
land is
house that
going
they
for
buy,
peanuts.
they buy 5 blocks.
Listen,
like you
it's
said,
like
it's peanuts. It's
look,
nothing
this
to buy.
is like this is like sharecropping.
Taxes.
This is like sharecropping.
Well, but they also, a lot of these people are taking their crops and selling at farmers markets outside of the city.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, it's like sharecropping. It's like
not
going
not
back,
unlike it,
like
not unlike
reversion.
Not unlike it. It's real regentrification, and that it doesn't matter what race you are, but they're regentrifying the area. Gentlemen and their families are moving there and making the land pay them with the wealth of the harvest and living in harmony. There's places in Detroit right now, man, where gangbangers won't go because these people are living there. And
yeah, but there is a gang problem in Detroit.
Oh hell
it is
yeah!
the myrtle capital of the United States.
Oh yeah, if you're talking about the 5 mile.
Flint is fucking worse. Saginaw, right down below me, right here, is almost as bad as either one. But remember what I'm telling you. That's parts of the city, and the main reason I can say that right now is because of how they push the borders out. So if you want to like pinpoint like Hamtramck, if you want to go there and south of Hamtramck, if you want to go down to 5 Mile, in Woodward. You know, you want to go down by the Joe Louis Arena. You know, fuck you,
shitholes,
you're going
yeah,
without me.
But there's shitholes everywhere, right?
Yes,
I mean, that just
exactly.
exists in any kind of, you know, any city. Look at London.
Yeah, cabbage, but not quite as bad as what Detroit.
No, Detroit's rough, man. It's rough in areas.
Yeah, well, okay. You want to see rough? Go Birmingham. Go to Manchester.
Thank you. They'll stab your ass there. They don't even have guns. They'll beat you with a bludgeon.
They'll stab you and they'll fuck you in the ass and then they'll take your change.
Yeah, but it's hard for me, Matt Dodge, because remember this. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Lived most of my life in the South, and I moved up here to the North when I met a beautiful Northern woman that I'm still with, remarkably. And so I have a lot of love. What the people up here say is I got a lot of snow in my shoes. Even though I'm not a Michigander, I love this state. So it's very difficult for me. I'm hoping to have a dude that's fun dip, is what they knew him by when he was with Steven Crowder. Bassman Dan Martin. Tomorrow he'll be on WHHM out of Detroit doing London Calling at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dan Martin, you know, formerly known as Fun Dip. That's the best plug I give you, Dan. But I'm like him. He shows the nicer side of Detroit, man. You know, he doesn't like to dwell on the fact that there's these horrible places like there are in Birmingham and in Glasgow or Detroit or Flint or almost anywhere you go. And that's where I'm at, dude. It's so hard for me to just focus on that. Did that sound SJW or what?
Yeah, just you can't bash on Detroit. I
can't, man. I love this city. I love the city. I love the city.
No,
it wouldn't be
Detroit,
like
but like I said, it's no different than any other major city, which currently, you know, with the depopulation, well, not depopulation, but de-skilling of entire regions where, you know, that's what they've done. That's what outsourcing has been all about. You know, the skills that they want I mean, basically now, if you can fucking tie a shoelace, you're effectively a PhD student. It's pathetic.
You got to describe how you tie the lace really well, but yes, sir, right. Yeah.
Are you serious? I could tie both shoes. I should totally be teaching in a university.
Well, you have to tie in how you tie the shoes. You have to tie that into gender studies and how that affects downtrodden populations, and then you got a doctorate, sir. It won't get you a job or anything. It won't make you any richer.
Wait a minute. Shoes are racist because of the loop.
Oh. Because they look like this? Is that why?
Yeah, they look like a noose. That's racist.
I thought because they look like Pepe's okay, but I see the noose. I get it.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Well, white milk is racist. Fucking everything's racist anymore, mate. If you're white, if you're a white male, you are the minority right now.
I apologize to everybody and the pygmies down in New Guinea.
Well, I got to show my alt-right side, I guess, because right at this moment in the world, white people, and especially white males, are the most downtrodden, neglected, overlooked, and marginalized group of human beings in a very close second.
Say, you know, now I go further than that, and I actually say, I'd say that it's worse than that. It's near to being despised. Like you become, like, I mean, we really are becoming subnormal. I mean, that's what they want to present us as. You know?
Well, yeah, we can't even have an intelligible conversation with these people.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't criticize anything, so there is no opportunity to just engage with anybody. Absolutely. And it's really interesting, you know, that, you know, one of the funniest fucking things that I heard was that Christy Winters wanted to get involved with, you know, chatting with people. I mean, you could see it, right? I mean, Lacey Green, Lacey Green kind of got in on the bottom, you know, like, you know, when you talk about people getting in on the bottom of a Ponzi scheme, Lacey Green realized, right? That's what she did, right? She knew that she'd really, you know, like there was nothing else there to be had and everything else. And she knew that she had to find herself part of a different pyramid scheme.
Can we
Yes,
all
and
agree that
this is-
Chris Ray Gun's lucky? Like, I'd hit that.
Oh yeah, I'd fuck it silly, but I wouldn't respect myself in the morning.
Thank you,
Right?
Crab.
I mean, hell,
second
I'd
that. I will say
I'd-
that.
Hey, look, I'd fucking eat a Sarkeesian, but she wouldn't, you know. She
I would
wouldn't
do it
get
if I would do it if Cabbage was there participating with me.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
a tag team, huh?
spit roast.
Yeah, if we were roasting her on the spit, I would be there. Yeah, as long as we could tag and switch positions once in a while, and hit everything she's got, then I'd be down. But other than that, I don't know.
Oh God! I hope Lacey Green never watches this stream.
Well, I hope she does, because I tell you, Lacey,
Christy
by the
Winter-
way, dear, seriously, I would love to get inside you. I would, Lacey.
But tell her,
Seriously.
Cabbage.
Oh, she has some nice cleavage.
Yeah, no, I would nail that.
But you know what, Cab?
And
Christy
any man
Winters
with
just,
a fucking pulse would. I mean,
Christy
it's
Winters
nonsense.
just did a
to
thing with
pretend
the
that-
poisoning the well, man, and I don't know what she's doing, but I would like to think that
No,
someone
but
like
no,
her-
Christy Winters is basically following the Lacey Green model, right? She's realized that she's fucked her, you know, like her income stream, right? She's trying to find a new one. And, you know, Christy Winters is now following along, you know, they're
bottom of the
basically,
pyramid.
but they're just, you know, and they have no integrity at all. I mean, maybe Lacey
No
actually
morals.
has some. No, it's just purely opportunism, right?
No morals, no standards.
Yeah,
If they
I
believed
would
it,
argue.
look, if they
that
believed,
Lacey
look,
does
if they
have,
believed any of this shit, right? If they believed in the shit that they're now saying, well, maybe we do need to think about this. Really, that they didn't come to that through a graduated process. No,
Just
they
suddenly.
came to this conclusion suddenly
poof.
because they got fucking, you know, the advertising and shit disappeared,
Yep.
right? That's the reason that they're doing it. There is no integrity at all involved in any of their fucking so-called, you know, like revelations.
Well, Fisty might fit that portrayal, but I don't think Lacey does. She kind of led the pack.
No,
right?
she did, because no, it
She
was
was the
exactly
one
after the
that
no, it was
started
exactly
the
after AdSense. If anyone fucking
Well, maybe
matches
Chris
it,
Reagan was
it's
humping one
Lacey.
night. She saw the light. Where she was just he was nailing the hell out of her, and then she was
That's
like,
right.
"You know what? This guy's not half bad, and he's giving it to me so good." And she just had a coming to Jesus moment, you know, in that act of love.
Yeah,
She
that
saw the
was her red pill.
Thank you, Chris
Yeah.
Reagan. It was her red spear. It was her throbbing member of a wake up red pill that she swallowed. I'm sure.
It was the bell end. That did
Someone
it.
needs to do that to Fran.
It was the purple bell end, not even
purple
red.
bell
It was
end.
purple.
The purple bell end. Cabby. Oh, anyway, yeah.
You
But
can
hey,
do that.
maybe
No,
they're
no,
both.
but
But
I'm sorry, but no. Lacey
Some of
is
them are
actually
reaching.
the most definitive one because she was the one who actually did it at the time when it was all going to shit, right? She was the first one when the AdSense thing and, you know, like everything started getting demonetized. She was the first one who fucking jumped on it.
Of course.
She is an opportunist.
Of course.
She was, you know, she suddenly realized, then it was like, well, how can I get myself a new? I mean, give her credit on that one,
Meal ticket.
right? That at least she recognized that she had, she had to create a new platform for herself or whatever.
Well, you've got to love a rat
but
or a
the
weasel
point is-
because the way they do for themselves. You have
Exactly,
you
MC,
have
the
to.
fucking greasy weasel,
The
right?
greasy weasel.
They'll
You have to
always
respect that.
find the fucking way, right?
Oh,
That's what they do.
Cabbage. Don't hate on MC. Come on now.
I like
Well,
him.
hey, Cab,
nice guy.
did you hear what happened with MC? Do you even know what his predicament is?
Oh, you didn't.
Oh,
well,
I heard about
which
his
genre?
family issue that I don't want to say.
Yeah,
live
we're not going
on
to talk about it, but I was just going to
Yeah.
say that I'm giving him a month hiatus on any ball busting, just because he's going through hell right now, and that's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
his
is he?
sister-in-law.
Oh, well.
I'll tell you
no.
about it. I'll tell you about it in the thing, and I'm sure if you talk, because you two are friends, a lot of people think you're like hated. What you are is he's your nemesis. That doesn't mean y'all don't get along. He's just like your antithesis. And it's wonderful to hear y'all chin wagging.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
No,
love
I
to argue
don't.
with MC. That's fun. Just arguing.
I don't
Civil
wish
War
any.
with him.
I have no ill will against MC at all, none whatsoever.
That's good. He's a good lot. But
Oh, he's
yeah,
a good
fuck, man,
guy.
that just shook me up because I mean, I've been, it is what it is.
Yes, but still, he is a greasy weasel.
Yes, sir. But like I said, you know
And he
what?
will always just support the fucking establishment, whatever he says.
And you know what Mark Twain said? He said that you can't. It would be blasphemy to pay the devil homage, but you can't help but respect him for his work ethic. So I'll say that to Lacey Green.
Yeah. Well, that's a fucking weak one, isn't it? Though it's not a good. That's not a good. It's not a good epitaph.
Oh, well, I mean, epitaph. I can't. I'm not going to pay homage to her, but I do have to say I do agree with what's being said here. She's an opportunist. She's seen that her ship was sailing, and she jumped on board, man. You know, and I gotta respect.
Oh yeah,
that.
well, no, I mean, you know, no kudos. You know, at least she was ahead of the curve. But the thing is, I don't believe her that she has any integrity. Is she fuck?
No, I don't think she. No, she's fake on. Yeah, I agree. I feel, but I think she was always fake, Cabbage. What can you point to, or anybody here? What can you point to from Lacey Green that you watched, whether it was her anything that you felt like she was being genuine?
Yeah, but Anisha Sarkeesian has no integrity either. I mean, she claims that she plays games, and everyone knows that she doesn't.
She doesn't.
She has no fucking idea what the gaming community is. I mean, all of these people look, these are people who try to take on these different little fucking, you know, marginal aspects of things and try to occupy that space, and they try to make them their own, like, you know, persecute gamers. Big mistake, because at least one thing you know about gamers, they're strategic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they are gamers.
They live for it.
This is the big mistake that they really went with this one. You know, the gamers are actually going to be the people who, you know, who really pull this shit apart. Because the gamers are the ones who are the you know, I mean, fuck's sake, we played, you know, Rome Total War. We've played Civilization. We've played, you know, I mean, anything and everything, right? All these people, we're not going to be perceived in this kind of like weird way that they want to try and make us perceive that we should be perceived. No.
Gabby, what's your movie? What's the movie on your channel? Jack Reed. What's the name of that movie?
Oh, Michael Rimmer.
Michael Rimmer. I was trying to tell somebody. I should have just looked it up, but that is. I'm sorry. I don't know why it struck me. It's because I was trying to think of Michael Rimmer, and I kept saying Jack Reacher, and that's some dumb, not dumb, but it's an action movie. Michael Rimmer. That is
but it's the idea that you're going to try and influence everyone in the way that you want, right? And that's exactly what they think they're doing.
They're trying to be the Michael Rimmer.
Exactly.
They get fucked.
And in the end, people say, we don't want to fucking have any of this shit. We don't want to have to be bothered by this noise. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it ends up working in his favor, oddly enough. But then again, that's British, you know, movies.
Cabby, you remind me of the old man that had the assistant there. You know, he's like looking in the bookshelf and he's like rubbing her leg. You know what I'm talking about? The guy that's selling off his furniture, but his wife's like, "What happened to that?"
I remind you of him.
Well, not for all of the reasons, but he's like, he's got that hot young honey, man. He's got that hot young honey that he's. Anyway, yes, that struck me as a very Cabbage Patch Bastard.
Okay, well, I'll take it because I tell you what, she was fucking beautiful. That girl.
Oh man, that whole movie was great. And who was that other girl that played the politicians? Played Rimmer's wife. You know, the blonde girl.
I don't know.
You know, there's that whole gratuitous scene where she's just naked and talking to Dude Man through the door there
in the shower. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, who is that? Do you know her name?
You see, going leching again. We were having an interesting.
Oh, give me a break. She was a British
sexual.
girl. Leching.
Yeah,
give me a break.
She was British.
You just try to perpetuate bad things about people. I don't do that to you. I take exception to that, sir.
What do you mean? I am not. What do you mean perpetuating?
What was that blonde girl's name that was very ugly?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Fine then. Always got to call me a lecher, Cabbage, you old prick.
Well, you know.
I still hope you have like 75 more birthdays. I hope that you want to die. I hope you're so old, you're like, Lord, please let me die today, and you live 20 more years.
There you go. You see,
and you die on one of my live streams, Cabbage.
Yeah, I'll
you're
die
a
alone,
mid-sentence and kill over.
Like a hermit. I will be a hermit living in a little hole, my hobbit hole.
That's what I do. That's me, baby. I'm the hermit. Nothing wrong with being a hermit.
No, but Ogre, going back to what you guys were talking about with Lacey Green, I would argue the most honest she ever was after this whole Chris Ray Gun stuff. And she came out and swallowed the red pill. I think
I
that
gotta
was
say, yeah, that when she watched the Red Pill documentary, that was interesting. When she actually kind of like, I don't know, maybe Chris. I mean, did Reagan have to hold her head straight so she could sit there and watch it?
Well, I'm sure
You know what I mean?
he
Was
held
it
her
like
hand
like
while she was blowing
yeah, but
it.
like the scene in Clockwork Orange.
Oh God,
Did he
I'm gonna
actually
get
have to?
copyright strike now because I'm making fun of her too hard, huh?
Oh yeah, just like
Oh
Steph
yeah,
Lowe.
you will.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, you can't
Well,
even say that one
mention
guy.
her name.
Remember what happened to Lionel? We can't even say that one dude from the DNC that maybe have got shot because I can't even say his name. They fucking take you down, Dodge.
Yeah, shut up, Tyree.
Yeah, we can't even say names now. Fucking copyright strike. That's insane, man. Fuck. Oh.
What?
Well, she left. She left. It's all over now. It's all over.
You left.
Oh, Wolf will be back. She's at work.
That's a kick-ass chick. We did kind
What
of.
happened to the Chinese guy? I liked him. He was a sound chap.
Is that the first time you met the Finer Print? He rocks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's very intelligent.
Yeah. Well, bring him back in.
He's an excellent Jewish gentleman. He lived in Israel for quite a long time. I believe he's in Penn's Woods
I don't
now.
think that has anything to do with it. But...
Oh, that's why he's so great. That's why I had to mention that because I know you hate Jews.
Yeah.
That's why you're always hating on me.
No, I don't care.
You got that anti-Semitic streak in you. Oh, he told me one time that they didn't do enough at Auschwitz, man. He said, you know, the only thing. Let me show you a meme. He sent me this meme. You judge for yourself if he's anti-Semitic. Shouldn't even do this. No, never mind. I can't do this. yeah, I can. But it's up to you. I'll screen share it small.
No, splash it up. Splash it up. Splash the meme.
I'm looking for it. Oh, here we go.
Come on, why we not get
There you go.
You know,
he sent me this right here. Did you see that? It says what's missing? ASCHWITZ. And it says you are missing. You know, you are missing.
Yeah, deep. Yeah, it's complex.
No, I thought it was funny.
Oh man,
I wouldn't say that's anti-Semitic. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far because if I said that one was, I'd have to go. Oh, check this. This is a good one right here. It says Hiroshima. See this? Hiroshima, years after the nuke. And you see the bustling city that says Detroit, years after this certain word I don't want to say on the live stream. It says it's better to be nuked than to have this certain thing I'm not going to say on the live stream.
I totally got talked into saying the N word on the live stream.
Hang on, hey, give me a fucking, give me a spanner. I want to post a link.
Go spanner. That does mean how do I get this off here? I'm presenting that. There we go. I was to say I'm presenting that now forever. That wasn't mine. I did not make that meme. That's just I think it's disgusting too. And Matt Dodge also. That's disgusting. It's racist.
Of course you do. Yes, and you know life is not worth living.
It's funny though. Whatever it may be. I'm looking for Cabbage Patch Bastard's old cabbage image. I know I've got it here somewhere. And,
yeah, but how do you like my new one?
I like it. You want to know the truth, Jenny? You know Mrs. Ogre. She was like, "That's Cabbage Patch Bastard." I was like, "Yeah." She didn't say negative or positive. She just said he changed his image, his icon. But I know my wife for a long time. She doesn't like it.
She was disappointed.
Well, but people don't like change.
Yeah.
So for me right now, I'll let it grow on me. I'm sure I'll like it eventually, but I miss the old cabbie myself. I like the cabbage.
Oh yeah, but this is the Crusader.
That's what you said, Cabbage Patch Crusader. Here's the one I got. I have this.
I've got Cabbage Patch Bastard. I've got Cabbage Patch Crusader, and I've got Cabbage Patch Jihadi. Remember?
Oh yeah, okay. So you rotate. We will see this one again. Is what you're telling me. Okay, because I love this one.
Oh yeah. No, that one's the default.
I imagine that you look something like this.
Yeah,
That this is
cabbage.
something-
That right
something
there is the symbol I was telling you Ogre had on his live streams.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
default.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, and by the way, why are you
Which,
sticking me as one
no,
of
by the
your
way, why do I not
bloody
have a
teenage
fucking
bloody
symbol
mirror
there,
thing? Huh?
I couldn't hear that. Two people were talking. I
Where's
got
my
some of.
symbol, Ogre?
I don't think you've ever sent me. If you send me your thing, I don't make them either. But I'm sure if you send me in mail, you have to send it to JTEE360@gmail.com. Then the British, I'm sure he'll put it on a shield. I think I might have one
All right.
picture left that's not on a shield. I think it's counting. I don't know, but I don't know. The Brit. I'll tell you what, the Brit, he's a particular son of a bitch. I don't know how else to say it. And if you notice on my channel, there's all like the laughing ogre, the thing, and then I put the like what the stream was that day. It's all black. That's all the Britisher. You know, really, Mr. Ogre, do you want to look like a chop shop there, sir? You should have all your thumbnails in order and whatnot. Not fuck. So I just do it. So that's the deal with the shields. I just have a bunch of pictures.
Well,
of
yeah, you don't want to be a shitty channel like mine. I mean, come on now.
No, I didn't say that. The Britisher probably would say that. He's such a dick.
Well, Mad Dodge, I will tell you that you're a cunt, and you won't give me a fucking spanner so I can post a link. Look, give out the link. Let's get some people in. Have some fun. Jesus, it's meant to be my birthday.
Yeah, there you go,
stream.
Cabbage, you fucking asshole. You're a moderator now.
Thank you.
Fuck you, buddy.
Thanks,
That
man.
fucking time, you prick. Right, let's get some people in here. Get weird. Let's get weird.
Oh man, I'm gonna turn the light off. Don't say that, Cabbage. Remember what happened last time you said that?
And yeah, but it was fun.
I tell you, Cabbage and I and some other folks, we were around these people that did the most epic crash that I've ever seen in my life, and it was so much fun. I miss the old days sometimes, but oh, whatever. You know, you grow up. You got to grow up
where
one
you
day.
find it.
We had a good time. You know the night. You know the night I'm talking about, Cabby. That was fucking, epic. I think it would. I heard that it may go down.
I know it was for you. You went fucking off your tits, mate.
Well, no, you also, but you were worse than me
No,
in some ways. I heard that we may go down in the Encyclopedia Dramatica. Someone mentioned that.
Seriously, mate, I was looking at my screen. It was like watching a screensaver.
I would say this: we were competing that night to who could go the furthest, and I may have beaten you, but you were right there with me neck and neck. We were like, it was like the Triple Crown. We were at the Preakness steak, man.
You admitted that you left before I did. Even British did the same thing, right? None of you have survived.
This is the only time that Cabbage won't argue that he won something. You see how that works?
Oh, you know.
Hey, Lily Dog. She's mad at you, Cabby, because you're so mean to me.
Not mad at me, mad at you at the fact of your failure. See, she's disappointed in you. That's what it is.
I've never failed at anything in my life that I know of that I'll admit to.
See, that's disappointment.
Did you tweeted the link out?
I can see it in her eyes.
I know some ruffians. I'll tweet this some bitch out on Discord over there on Poisoning the Well. Chief
Fine. No problem.
It's not tweet. What do you do? What do you call it when you? It's instant message, I guess. When you're Discording, what is that? Are you Discording?
That's DM.
It's a DM. Yeah. La-di-da. Whatever. Cabot said he was bored, man. I feel like I'm under pressure now.
Hey, Ogre, if you could get Poisoning the Well in here, that'd be cool.
I
wouldn't be opposed to that.
I'll tell you what. I'll send them the link, but that would be pretty amazing. And if they come in, it wouldn't be because I had it because of me. They would just come in if they want. I'll send this to Sofane. You never know. Lily Dog, shut the hell up.
Yeah, I was on with Prince of Queens the other night. That's probably the biggest YouTuber I've been on with so far. He has
Queens
what?
Prince. Yeah, I've been on with Prince before.
Yeah, it was.
I can't stand his voice.
Annoying, yeah.
He's cool though. I like his ideas. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, but his voice just kind of grating, you know. I don't know. There's something about it.
You just hate gay people, you racist British bastard.
It's not about being gay. It's about being camp. Camp is different than being gay. And he's camp.
I said,
this is where I was coming from.
I'm so confused.
I said so fan the link, and I said this is what I sent him. I put if you're bored, ... my bro's little Chan, and I sent the link to the hangout. So I don't know if he'll show up or not, but I'm also going to send the link to the chat. If either one happened, it'd be cool, but there'd probably be a larger possibility that SoFan might just pop on the chat and be like, what up, suckers? You know, something like that. You never know.
About if I invite Cog in here.
Oh yeah, I don't have his DM.
Why? I don't know if I want Cog and Ogre to fight for the next hour.
Oh, I wouldn't fight with anybody, but I don't have his DM, Cam. If you have that, why don't you tweet him out the link?
No.
Cam had to be a dick. It's his birthday, so he had to show his ass.
Come on, you know I had to fuck with you on that one.
Hey, if you do that, I'm gonna have to moon you, Cabbage. You don't want that.
Dick out.
That's what's coming next. I mean, what do you want? I'll just pull a dankula and put my balls out. That's not illegal.
Trouble is that there are no electron microscopes around.
Yeah. That's the funny. Nah, look, I ain't gonna get drug into this. I don't know how you can argue when you got the picture of a schlong up and it's like it's little. Well, you must have some kind of horse dong or something, whatever. But funny jokes, Cabbage. Could we move on to something else? You fucking old, decrepit bastard. I have effectively avoided that topic. You cocksucker. And you got to just be a dick all the time. That's why I love you. He's still mad because I kicked him off a stream once, man, and it was all.
No, it's not. No. You know the only reason I'm pissed off with you. I mean, the Sargon thing I thought was shitty, and you ended up with that ridiculous fucking panel of just chicks for your own fucking aggrandizement, right? Right?
No, it didn't work out the way I wanted it. It didn't work out the way I wanted it.
Total fucking shit. It was nonsense. It was fucking ridiculous. You total fucking.
That's one way to say it. So carry on. What else do you hate about me? I love
nonsense. This. No. The other one was
crack on, man.
No, hey, look, I'm being honest with you.
I know, crack on.
I'm being straight.
I'm groovy with it. Go ahead.
And the only other one is the serious one was. I mean, that other one was just fucking silly, right? But the serious one was with buckshot, and I mean, even threatening somebody with doxing is just bad.
You threatened to dox somebody?
No, you did.
No, I didn't. And by the way, why would you even bring something that's dead and gone? Why would you even want to bring
No, but that's the point. I said the only reason that you and I the reason I'm bringing it up is
because I said I had something. Because I said I had.
No. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I never said
the idea that you.
I never said it. Yeah. So now you're an SJW, and ideas are shot down.
No, excuse me.
You're thought police. Go ahead, thought police it up.
I'm not thought police.
You're bringing up shit that's dead and gone anyway. But by the way,
no.
Nobody over here ever threatened to dox anybody.
What are you talking about?
Never threatened to dox anybody.
Never did that. Right? Okay, even though it's actually.
I never said I would dox anybody in my life.
No, look, don't start just trying to say SJW. What the fuck is SJW?
Well, that's what you're being
with
right
anything
now.
I just said. No. Look, please don't try.
Well, did I say I dox you,
Cabbage? No. Oh, I don't care. You dox me all you fucking like. I don't.
Did I ever threaten to do that?
Nobody's ever going to do anything.
So why are you bringing it up?
No, I'm saying buckshot. I said buckshot, and you
fuck
did
buckshot. He's
a
dick.
Well, exactly, and that's the whole point.
He did a bunch of shit and said he didn't do it. I didn't dox the guy. I did say some things that he did. You know he did. You know.
No. Listen. No.
Bullshit too. You haven't admitted a lot of shit. You know a lot of shit that you just sat back there and acted like it was me when you know different.
I have never said anything. I've never disclosed anything.
Man, why do you
want
to
me? Bullshit. No. The only reason. Hey, listen. You wanted to know why I separated from you was because
I didn't know you separated from me. I thought you were busy.
Well,
If
I
you
was
started
busy,
that's
but
good.
also I didn't find any. I didn't really want to reassociate. Was because of that, right? That was
Well, you
one of
don't
the
have to.
reasons.
Wait a minute.
No, I
though.
don't
Why
have
is-
to. Of course I
why-
don't. I
I
chose
don't
to this evening. But if you
I
want
have
to
no
turn
idea what
into
you're talking
if
about.
you want to be a cunt again, then you can be a
Who's
cunt
being a
again, and
cunt?
then
You're bringing up
we don't have to
accusations
speak
that
for
are
6
unfounded
months
and
again.
calling somebody a
That's
cunt.
fine. Well, no, I'm
No,
just saying. If you
I'm
want to be a
just
total
curious,
dick,
though.
you can be.
Why is
That's fine. Yeah, you really think that you're kind of like goading something, right? But that's the point.
Cabbage,
You're
you
not
brought this
getting.
up. I go nothing. You brought this up.
No, exactly. But you asked the question.
Ask
That's
what
the
question?
thing you don't get, right? You asked the question as to the,
Which question?
what issue I had with you, right? And I
don't
gave you
remember
the
asking
answer,
you.
and then you flipped out.
I didn't ask. I'm
Well,
not,
this is the thing. You're going to have to
Nobody's gonna flip
re-listen to
out.
this recording, right? You do realize this is live. You can go back and re-listen to this recording.
okay, I will.
You do know that? Excellent. Good man. I hope you do.
For what will I be listening for?
Well, some kind of sanity, I hope. But,
Coming from
I tried to explain something to you, and you just flip out. And you start saying all kinds of like stuff that's totally irrelevant.
Buckshot's an
nothing
instigator.
that matters.
He's an
No,
instigator.
he
He's
was.
the
No,
problem.
look, like I said, at the end
You
of
know
that,
that's a
doesn't
fact.
matter.
You
Yeah,
know that's
no, but
true.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. The fact is that you threatened.
No,
to
that
talk
doesn't
somebody.
matter. No, I didn't
you
threaten to
threatened.
dox anybody.
Yes, you did. Yes,
No, I
you did. And
never
everybody
said
has
I would-
recordings of
I
it.
never said I
Everybody
would
has
dox.
them. And
Play
not only
it.
that, you went on to calls
Play
and
it.
you did it. Look, everybody has recordings of this shit, right?
Of
So
what?
don't deny what everyone has
I
a
never
recording
said
of.
I would dox
Bullshit.
anybody.
Bullshit.
No,
I'm
I
sorry. Look, you made an absolute ass of yourself, and that's fine. There's no problem. I make
You
an
make
ass
an
of
ass of
myself.
yourself every
Exactly.
time.
I make a really every time
What's the
I
point? What's
open
the-
my
what's the point
mouth.
of that?
Right. Okay. You see, now you're just being offensive, right? Now you got to get all kind of like up front and funky. You see,
All right.
that's the whole point. That's why it doesn't matter to me. Because it's just
Well,
I
were
don't
saying that it
understand
mattered
where
to
you're
you.
coming
That's
from.
why it is
with
something
this
that
and
mattered
stuff.
to you.
Because you play this fucking hand wringing bullshit, right? 1 minute, and it's all the hand wringing, and then it's the apostasies, and then it's all of a sudden the Pharisees, and then it's the Sadducees. You can't make your fucking mind up what approach you have to any particular aspect of things. Look,
I'm not following you. How much have you had to drink tonight, Kev?
oh, I've had plenty. Don't you worry. But I'm
Because
also
I'm not
well
following
aware
the
of what
last
I'm
Sadducees
saying.
and the biblical references you were making. I'm not following.
Yes,
that.
I know. Yes. Well, maybe. You should
But
do
Cabbage,
more
I've decided
studies.
myself to let that
Uh-huh.
go and to just pretty much forget about it. I'm not going to dox anybody.
No, but why is
if something-
Buckshot a dick? Wait a minute.
Yes,
though.
but you
Why
don't
is Buckshot
threaten
a dick?
somebody
I
with
like
it.
Buckshot.
Look, this is exactly
I don't
the
know
same
why.
thing
I
as
can't.
CNN.
I didn't threaten anybody.
Right?
Okay, Cabbage, but I didn't threaten
Yes,
anybody.
you
threatened
did.
to dox somebody.
No, you fucking did. No.
You threatened to dox somebody.
I didn't threaten to dox anybody.
Yes, you did.
When?
I don't know. You're just saying that to me. You beat your wife.
No. It was on cognitive therapy.
Nobody
stream.
has. I
When
never.
you went on that.
Cabbage don't.
Yeah, they
Cabbage
did.
doesn't
You
have
were
a wife.
threatening him. You were threatening him directly. There are fucking videos about it where you were threatening him. You know that.
I never threatened him.
You
I was
can't
told-
deny fucking
told to use
reality.
shotgun
It's on
on
YouTube.
his channel. I was told to kill myself on
Bullshit.
that channel. I got a lot of emails and threats.
Look, at the end of the
myself.
day, look, you did what you did. And
I was
you
threatened
did
a
what,
lot.
Look,
Cabbage.
look, it doesn't matter
Wait.
what you were fucking threatened with,
Wait,
right? That
Cabbage.
doesn't matter, right?
Oh, but then you're saying that I threatened somebody
Look,
that matters, but
no,
that don't matter.
The fact is, no,
Cabbage.
but I'm saying that the fact is, no, but you're denying the fact that you threatened somebody else. Now, you could say threats don't mean anything. That's
Cabbage,
fine,
calm
right?
it down,
So
please.
it's a meaningless threat that you threw on this person, that you would disclose their information, right? The fact that you were not going to do it. The fact that you're actually willing to do that, to actually just even threaten somebody with with that's out of order. And that's the reason.
I never
that
threatened to dox
we-
anybody. That's just the way it is. I said I had people's information
Yes, you
that somebody
fucking
gave me, and I
did.
did say Buckshot
Yes,
gave me the
you
information
did, and there
because
are
he
plenty
did.
of videos of it.
Cabbage Patch. Can I say
Don't
something now that
deny
I
it.
listened to you for like 20
Don't
minutes?
deny it.
No,
Can I
wait a
just say
minute. Let
something
me
quick?
say something. I've been trying to
Oh, go ahead.
intervene here,
Sure.
and it's my channel. God damn it. Cabbage. Ogre has a point. I watched that shit show, and he got jumped on by 5 different people for like 3 goddamn hours.
Oh, we did, yeah. With
So
yeah.
it was a shit show, and Ogre has a point.
Yes, but don't forget the original, instigation was that, in actual fact, it was Buckshot who helped get Cog fucking, fucked on Facebook.
Look,
And
let's just drop
then-
it, please, because now we're bringing other names. And it's fine if you want to-
Let's
because I
fucking
don't-
play it out for what it is, mate.
Not really,
if you
man.
want to
I'm-
fucking
look,
play
I'll
it
just-
for
I'll just
reality,
leave,
you see, now you're
this is going
uncomfortable.
too far.
Now
Well,
you're
because I don't want to drag a
because
bunch
you
of names.
don't
It's
want-
dead. Because you're
Yeah.
beating a dead horse at this point, mate. And I'm
I'm
over
not
it.
beating a dead horse. What I'm saying is,
absolutely over it.
No,
no,
wait a
what I'm
minute.
saying is,
Ogre, don't leave. Cabbage, we can switch it up. You guys want to go to a different topic?
Yeah, I'm
I
absolutely
would
over this.
prefer
Man.
if
I've been
Ogre
over it for like 2 or 3
bounced out
months.
and
I
stuff.
just the end fact. I will say
Yeah.
the end fact is that I didn't dox anybody.
hey,
I
look,
don't
at
even
the end of
talk
the day,
about it
I'm
anymore. I don't
saying
even like
that
to
is the
discuss it
reason.
anymore.
That is
I don't like this to come up. I feel like you blindsided me, Cabbage.
But no,
Some
I didn't
vendetta.
blindside
You have
on
some kind of
anything, mate.
ulterior
Listen,
motive, and that's cool, man.
Bullshit.
We're still, you know what,
fuck
Cabbage?
you.
We're still mates
Fuck
no matter
you.
what you do.
No, don't start playing that kind of shit.
That's
no,
my
we were just
opinion.
having no. We were having a chat. I mean, it was all pretty
Yeah,
cool.
so let's continue with the chat.
But
Can we
then,
drop it
yeah,
then,
no,
Cab,
no.
or what?
But then, no. Listen, it was all cool. But the point is, when I'm asked as to why I
I know now, sir. I don't, Cabbage. And
moved away and I gave you the
well, I
reason.
didn't ask you why you moved
Right,
away.
and you didn't
did.
like the reason, and then you went fucking completely
Cabbage, I
fucking
didn't ask you why you
potato,
moved away.
right?
I didn't.
No, right?
Away.
I'm
not going to hate on you,
Hey,
I
listen,
haven't
at the end of the
now,
day,
I'm not gonna hate on you.
listen, I'm telling you, I don't hate on you or anything like that, right?
And I don't hate on you either, man.
Right? And there's no issue I have with you apart from the fact that there is a trust issue, right?
Okay.
That's the only thing I have. And
That's
the thing that I have a trust issue is, you don't give anyone any information, right? Because you know damn well that somebody might potentially use it against you, right? Because I've seen it used with somebody that I like.
I think I've learned that lesson, Cabby, to tell you the truth. I was new at this. I think I've learned all about that issue. I think that I've demonstrated, and I will continue to demonstrate, that I don't even like to talk about it. I've learned the fact that you shouldn't even mention the word. I don't, and yeah, I was a little defensive because fuck, I thought this was dead and gone. I didn't know that this was an issue. And Cab, I wasn't asking you why you.
No, it wasn't. No, it just it came up in conversation, mate. That's the whole point. It came up in a
no hard feelings with anybody.
Right?
Life is groovy for me. I mean, I'm trying to do my thing, and I know that whatever else goes on in the internet, people are going to do their thing too, Cabbage. There was a certain amount of time where I was some people's thing. At this moment, if that still wants to be a thing for them, or something else about me wants to be a thing, fine. But I'm not going to get embroiled in it. I just
but
like
the thing
to
is, look,
fun
Ogre, look, you could
man.
do the worst thing to me, right? You could, like personally, if it was personal, like one-on-one. But the idea of giving somebody's information, I'm sorry, but
all right,
like,
mate. I'm sorry too. I've apologized.
etiquette.
Like now, I think this was like probably the 1,000th time, and I am sorry. I have demonstrated that by don't even talk about it anymore about anything.
Yeah, no, seriously, let's move on.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, let's.
No, it's cool. Like I said, peace be made.
I like you, Cab.
In actual fact,
you'll always be one of my mentors, mate. And that's a fact.
we can have a smoke together.
I look up to you, and you've taught me a lot about shit. Sometimes I don't like the way you go about trying to instruct me when times are right for it. But what do you want from me, motherfucker? I mean, what do you want? I'm not perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, is it my approach or is it how it's received? You know what I mean?
Thank you for getting it out in the air, though, mate. I gotta say, I don't care how it happens.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'd rather, peace be made. Seriously, at least now we understand where each other are coming from. All is good.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
see, hey, look, you see, we got harmony now. That's weird. Shit. Where do we go?
You and I'll never have harmony. Give me 5 minutes, we'll be arguing again at each other's throat, I'm sure. That's the way of it.
You fat fucker.
So I have a question, guys. What is better, nullification or secession?
Secession, I would say. That's what
For
Brexit
For
was.
Brexit, yeah, I'd say secession.
Yeah.
No, in
Secession.
general, like the nullification laws, like here on the West Coast, where we have legal marijuana, that's a case of nullification.
Yeah, but if you have a cessation, you don't
So,
need nullification, do you?
well,
I mean, you actually have
nullification.
independence. You
Well,
have autonomy.
wait a minute though. As Calhoun said, nullification is the way to work within the union. And at the point where nullification doesn't work, that's when you reach for secession.
Yeah, but you see, here's the fraud, right? They tried this with the European Union, right? Now they, right? You see, it's the idea that if you are not part of them, then you are nothing, right? That's the impression that you're given. But the point is, really, you don't think they need what you're selling them tomorrow after you change your decision about how you operate? They're not going to buy your shit. I mean, really, does it make any sense? Right?
No.
So secession is, if you secede and they say, hey, look, you can still buy our shit and we'll still sell it, send it to you, and that's fine. And if the other side says, well, we're going to put a tariff on it, well, fine, we're going to sell it to you, then we'll sell it to these people. Tough shit. Now you don't get it, somebody else does.
No, yeah, but the fact is, like the American Civil War, secession was not allowed because they couldn't charge the tariff on the South. It was mainly a tariff war. It was mainly about taxes, just like the American Revolution.
Yeah. To say, secession means that nobody could impose, tariffs or whatever. I mean, you would be the ones dictating the tariffs. And if you said to people, we won't have any tariffs, this is exactly what Britain did with Europe. He said, all right, you want to fuck with us? We'll just turn ourselves into a zero, we'll turn ourselves into Monaco or Switzerland. We'll have no interest rates, or, zero tax for whatever. And we'll just be an offshore tax haven. The biggest, tax haven on the planet.
Did you just say zero tax? You're a man after my own heart.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly what Britain is threatening, Europe with. Or was.
Oh, no, but Britain will keep a tax. They will.
Well, of course it will. No, it has to. It's got a national health service and, and things that are worth actually having. But,
that's a good point, Cabbage, to go to the health service. Is the whole idea of ambulance stacking really going on over there? What I mean by that, like, you call 911 and you get picked up, but you end up sitting outside the hospital for like 4 hours.
Yeah, but that happens in America. Really I can give you 1,000 videos of the same thing happening in American hospitals. I mean, yes, it does happen, but it's the exception. It's not the rule. I mean, so those are the things that make the the news. It's not, I mean, it's unfortunate, and it certainly shows the fact that we should reduce our immigration because they're utilizing shitloads of fucking resources, right? It obviously shows that there is an over dependency. So a very good reason to reduce any amount of additional people coming into the country. I mean, right? Common sense.
I still don't think, though, that ambulance stacking and just...
No, come on. I've seen things in America where people have just been, not only that, they've been taken out of a hospital, and then they've been dumped into, they've gone from a paying hospital and then being dumped, outside in smocks, totally deranged, don't know what they're fucking doing. Look, we've all seen the videos, right? We all see the extreme elements of it.
No,
Yeah, but
in
that shit, it
America,
doesn't
if
happen
you
over
show
here.
up at the hospital, it does not matter if you have insurance; they will take care of you.
No, there are people who died in
That is the
waiting
way it
rooms.
is
Yeah,
in
there are
America.
people who died in waiting rooms.
In the United States,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they're cut off or something, but people don't get turned away for care here under any circumstances.
No, of course you won't get turned away, but you'll get
yeah,
dropped
you
off
just get a
after.
bill
Yeah,
afterwards.
but if
Oh yeah,
you're
you always
like,
get a bill, an outrageous bill too.
that's
But
right.
and don't get me wrong, waiting rooms are bad in a lot of cities, and there's a lot of problems. But we don't, as a rule, for
Yeah,
about
there
the
is no
last 100
perfect
years.
solution. There's no perfect solution.
What do you
There
think
isn't.
about the single payer? You think that's a good plan where you're at? Does that work out good for you?
Oh, I think the National Health Service is a fantastic thing. Yeah, because it is
They ain't trying to
basically
do that over
safety.
here, though. You know that, right? There's trying
Yeah,
to
but
make
you
us.
do realize, yeah, but you see, this is the thing that Americans don't understand, right? The National Health Service is basically a safety net. That's all it's meant to be, and that's all most people expect it to be. See, Americans are very, and I know someone who's a nurse over in the States. You think that a nurse is like some fucking stewardess, and you just poke your button, and she bing bong, get my attention, right? It's not like that over here. The National Health Service, people understand, is a safety net. And the point is that it's better to have a healthy workforce.
Wait, what do you mean it's not like that over
Right.
there with the nurses? I'm trying to follow that. So in other words, you don't get that kind of service there.
Well, no, because people aren't that obnoxious that they want everything, like constant every time, like, oh, I just want, I feel I need some attention or whatever, right? It doesn't work that way. So you don't get all of that little, personal attention that you might want because you're a little, little snowflake and you need that special thing. I mean, it's not about the healing, right? It's about the attention, right? So, you get the rudimentaries. But and by the way, it doesn't matter. It could be a triple heart bypass. You're going to get that.
Yeah.
But the idea that you're just going to be fucking, weighted on hand and foot like some fucking, guy in Trump Towers or something.
Well, they don't
That's
do
not
it in
gonna
Canada.
happen,
They don't
right?
do it in Canada like y'all do, cabbage. I'm gonna tell you that right now, man. It somehow or another in England, and I believe, don't they do the same thing in Sweden and Denmark? Don't they have like a national healthcare service there also? I believe they do in Scandinavia, and it's pretty
No,
good.
they do in Canada, in Australia, in pretty much every other country. But the point is,
but some places do well, and some places suck.
Yeah,
in Canada,
the National Health Service.
They come here and pay to get worked on here rather than go to the doctors there because it's a long wait. I mean, I've heard all kinds of horror stories. My wife works in a hospital that's not far from here.
There's plenty of Fox News stories and shit like that.
Well, my wife works in a hospital that's real close to the Canadian border, and so I mean, I kind of know.
It's not just a Fox News.
It's anecdotal,
story,
but
I mean,
look,
what we're
the point
talking
is,
about
right? No,
is
but the point I was trying.
Wait a minute. The capitalist system is better than a socialist one.
No.
And what you're talking about,
yeah, but the point,
no.
No, you're missing the point I'm trying to make. Is that the whole point of the National Health Service is that it is only there as a safety net, right? It's not the best quality service.
Right? Oh, so you can get a different,
right?
You can get a different level of health care in Great Britain.
Well, of course you can.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought that when they say single payer,
public health service.
Well, they want us to believe that.
You can go into Bupa and everything else. You can you can go into a nice private, rooms and stuff like that. They're all paid for. If you want to pay for your private health care, you can. But the point is that there is a safety net, right? That the safety net has got nothing to do with it. And the thing is as well, your national insurance contributions that go into your your policy. Basically, the money you would be normally spending, like you could say, I don't want to spend any money, and you end up in a shitty little ward or whatever, right? Having the second-rate service. Or you can just, plump it up. That's how it works.
And when you say plump it up, do you pay a certain premium per month and that guarantees you this higher level of service? Is it like your own insurance policy? or is it at
Well, I
point
mean,
of
no,
care?
you generally get a policy like if you look at Bupa or
Booper.
Bupa, BUPPA, Bupa. I used to have Bupa. It's basically like Blue Cross or whatever it happens to be, or Blue Shield or whatever the fuck you have. But you know, it's basically just private healthcare systems. Of course, we have them.
Yeah,
You can
well, that
go
was
to
what I was going to
clinics.
ask you, is
I
if
mean,
you
hell,
had private healthcare. You already answered it though, so it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But-
to me, I don't know. I agree with Mad Dodge though. That you
but
can't
the
beat the
thing is,
capitalist system.
but my national insurance contributions are going on my personal healthcare policy, right? So it's not like anybody. People think everything is for free. It's not. There's nothing for free, right? Somebody has to pay somewhere. There are no freebies.
Yeah, that's why single payer doesn't work.
It does. It does. It works if it's not designed to just basically be. I mean, like this is the whole point. No, the American system wouldn't work. Absolutely not, because they want everything, anything and everything.
Well, when we had a capitalist system here for years, it worked really well. You paid for your own level of insurance, and it worked. The only thing that it didn't work well at is that the insurance companies, and because the doctors knew they were charging the insurance company, they drove the prices astronomically high.
Yeah, I mean, the pharmaceutical companies are the ones that have fucked America.
They've done a lot for that too, Cab. But I'm telling you, that's the downside. Other than that, if you have some kind of competition and allow people to, the problem is the security net you were talking about. But we had that. We had Medicare, Medicaid.
But the thing
No one
is
was
that-
turned away.
Yeah, but the point is that the minute that you turn health into a commodity is a very, very dangerous point. You know what I mean? Where you say your health is.
I get the argument, but I
basically
don't agree. I get the argument, but to me, you can't beat capitalism in for anything.
No, but it is part of capitalism, because the people who, you know, to the system, you know, because the national insurance policy. Okay, because it's a national insurance policy.
You know, with the more doctors, and if we didn't have it private or public, in the public sphere, like fucking single payer healthcare, Obamacare, then it would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but
just like
you see, you keep relabeling this stuff so much. It's like first it was socialized medicine, now it's single payer, then it's, you know, Obamacare, whatever. You don't even know what the fuck it is that you're even trying to create. You know, when the National Health Service was created in Britain, it was done for a very simple reason. It was done because the people coming back from World War II needed treatment. And all the people at the very time at which the country was at its most bankrupt, they said, yes, this is something which is appropriate and right to do. The idea that if we can blow people up, we can also fix them. Which doesn't seem like a very complicated concept, right?
Well,
if we can blow these people up, then we can reconstruct them. And that's the point.
Well, no, if you're going to have a standing military, then you should take care of those people. But we're not talking about
it was about but it was about the population. If we can blow up people, because don't forget, it wasn't just about the Second World War. Wasn't just about the fucking military. You know how many people got killed in London during the Blitz?
Oh man,
they weren't military.
Not enough. You're still here.
He's not from London. But... Oh,
come on, that was funny.
That was funny. That was funny. A lot of people died all over the place just from bombs falling. To me, that was almost just like a testing ground for new weapons. I don't know. What a hell.
You'll never convince me that single payer is the way to go. You just won't. I'm not.
It's hard. Well, I don't know, because single payer is what? I mean, single payer means not.
Single payer means they're taking tax dollars from the working Americans or British, and funneling them into fucking everybody. And a lot of these people don't pay anything into the taxes, and they have no fucking reason to get this money. it's not a fair system.
I don't know about fair or not, but I don't like it myself. I believe I'm just an American, old American at heart, and I think that we're all responsible for our own health care. I don't like the idea of government in healthcare. I don't think they should have anything to do with it outside of regulating the insurance companies. I guess I'm really anti that too. I just don't like single payer. It's not working out here so far. If we could get it down, like I've heard, so every British person I've talked to loves it. So, but the Canadians I know don't love it. So if we could get it down and they did it that way, oh, sure, fine. I'm all for it. But we're not doing it that way. Our premiums went through the roof. We get less coverage. My cousin had to drop her coverage because it went too expensive for her. The Nachi Free has a good video. The gold coverage plan, 90-10 coverage, 90% the insurance covers 10% on Obamacare, is something like $1,850 a month. That is that's a lot of fucking money. I don't know how else to say it. That's way too much for me.
Yeah, insane. That is insanity.
Because you don't pay. Cabbage doesn't pay. They don't come to him. Now he pays in his taxes one way or another, but it's in a way that he doesn't feel this, bam, you now have a premium of this much per month.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yeah, no copay.
Yeah,
no
that's why they did the income tax. Was so they could tax us through the nose.
Yeah, but you talk about
and we
single
won't really
paycheck.
feel the burden. We'll just be okay with it.
Yeah, exactly. But you see, all right, I'll give you a perfect example of this, right? If America would try to introduce the National Health Service in America, it would be so fucking anathema to them, right? It wouldn't work. In the same way as if, you know, you give everyone in Britain the right to have a gun. Oh boy, right? That would not be fun.
Yeah, you and I
that would
had
not
a
work out
talk
well.
the other night about guns over there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it would get very freaky very quickly, right? This is the whole point. It's a difference in the way in which people perceive things, right? So look, if America wanted to have reasonable average cost, but that would require regulation, of course, right? If you want to have something which is consistent or whatever.
What do you mean by regulation? To make something regular? As in the transfer of goods?
No,
or
consistency.
Like regulation.
Well,
like
no, regulation would
laws.
happen. No, regulation would be required if you want consistency among different groups, right? That's just how it works.
No,
right?
no.
I'm
tired of these rules. I'm tired of this bullshit.
Well, yeah, aren't we all? But
no more
that's
laws.
the reality. Yeah, but that's the reality. If you want, but you can't have it. You can't have your fucking cake and eat it. It doesn't work that way.
Well, then why do you even have cake if you can't eat it? Fuck off. That term is stupid.
Yeah, it is.
If you have cake, you're going to eat it. That's why you have cake.
Well, it just means that there is a cake. You made a cake, and you're not allowed to.
All right. Oh, do we have any other topics, or do you guys want to sign off here soon? How are you feeling? You want to keep going? I'm down, but if not, then we can get out of here.
It sounds like he's trying to bail.
No, not at all. I mean, my old lady does want me to go start the barbecue her before it gets too dark. It's like 9 o'clock. But
okay, yeah. So you want to bail?
No. Oh, fuck you, Cabbage. I'm in the Cabbage army, but I'm gonna secede and take it over. It's gonna be the fucking mad libertarian army.
Et tu, Brute, you fucking turncoat. See how quickly they turn upon you?
Oh, yeah. Real quick, huh?
Yeah. You don't get the
Well, I mean, if it's fuck me, it's no, fuck you.
Well, Ogre seems to have fucked off. So. I don't know. Hey, look, it's your stream. I don't give a flying fuck.
You totally triggered Ogre, so
Did
he
I?
muted himself.
When?
Which time? Come on, Ogre, I'm fucking with you. Jump back in, dude.
He's bailed.
Alright, well, I suppose we could do an after party and we'll just log off the broadcast. So this is Mad Dodge Productions. Please like and subscribe. Have a good night, guys.